All right.
Out of curiosity, are we above the trees now, or are we like above the tree line, or is the forest still dense like around us?
No, I mean you're up in like a plateau, essentially up above the majority of the tree line. So if you're referring to like kind of the, if you looked out over the cliffs, off the edge of the cliffs here, out over the forest, you're definitely above the tree lines. Yes, there are
Uh,
other areas where it's a little more mountainous, so you can see more trees, out in the distance. But you are in the surrounding jungle. You can actually see down towards the excavation site.
did you add a tiny little dead body down there?
I sure did. I actually even scaled it for every level
Yeah,
because the different floors is further and further
yeah.
away. The blurring doesn't line up quite right at all, but I
Sure,
still,
no, that's still like, it's funny.
all right. So where we left off, of course, you guys are outside the kind of they're near the top of the temple, anyways. There's a 20-foot wide hole in the ground nearby. And you guys are kind of split across that broken bridge there. So what are you guys doing?
I will go back and pick up Pogo and then go get Ekrid.
Okay.
And I'll throw Pinocchio over my back as well.
Okay. You grab him. He's still very kind of sharp and spiny, but you hold on to him. He's still scowling at you a bit as you take him back across the gap. I'll go ahead and move you over because there's an invisible wall in the middle that you guys can't move on your own.
Got it.
Okay. Ekrid is a little bit shifty. Go ahead and give me a shifty, like he's uncomfortable riding the broom with you, Sarah. Give me maybe an insight check on Sarah. He hops off awkwardly and doesn't say anything.
Yeah, you get used to that after a while, but it takes a bit of time.
Oh.
It's still rolling as Noctua. Why?
Oh, hang on. I think it just changed over. Let's see.
Roll something. Let's see. There you go.
There we go.
Cool. All right. And now you're rolling as the broom?
I that was me. I was just like, oh, the broom has stuff. I was just curious.
A strength check for the broom.
I wasn't sure. I was like, I wonder if it's got stats, and I was curious to see what happened.
Ekrid kind of steps past Pinocchio awkwardly. Yogg, are you...
Come on, big man. We've got to figure out where we're going. We need your giant gams.
Just waiting for everybody else to be out of the way.
There's 2 Noctuas on the map.
It doesn't look like he's going to break the bridge if he jumps to the other side, does it?
Give me a perception check. The bridge looks extremely solid. I mean, it's been here for a very, very, very long time. So, despite it
hurry
being
up
broken,
and just jump over. Don't worry about things. It's fine. It's very strong.
it'd actually be well below his passive, anyways. He didn't even need to roll G. It's like a 7-foot gap or so from one side to the other. You can almost
It's like a big step.
Yeah. It's basically like you can almost step across.
Oh, yeah, that is only 1 square, huh? Well, yeah, about 1 square.
Well, I mean, where the edge is a little bit further in on either side, so about 7 feet or so total.
Yeah.
Not far though. But you easily kind of just a simple hop and make your way to the other side. The ground is thankfully dry. If it was raining, there might be more risk, of slipping. But apart from that, it's relatively dry, especially because you guys are, like I said, up above the kind of forest canopy. So a lot of the kind of built-in moisture of the humidity of this place is not so bothersome up here where the wind is blowing through.
Can I see from this vantage up over the trees? I want to take a second to kind of look and see if there's any, what would they be, landmarks, things that are sticking up above the trees that look interesting.
So from here, let's see, looking to the north, they're basically not far from here at all. Further north, these land slopes upward to the point where it's just covered in trees. So you can tell, obviously, they're mountains, but it's just covered in trees. You're not really seeing the stone so much. But basically, to the north, you can't see much. It's pretty obscured by there. Off to the east, though, it's far too a long ways, but it's a relatively clear day, at least enough that you can see well enough that there is a huge. Obviously, by architectural design, obviously elven city to the southeast.
Hey, Arteme, is that the capital city down there?
Ekrid grumbles at you.
Okay, I'm actually not sure how to answer that one.
No, I'm just kidding.
It is.
Okay, it is.
It is. It's Merethalus, yeah. Ekrid's grumbling was, in the... You get the immediate impression it's, in the, ignorant forerunner kind of a way.
Gotcha. Well, it's like the first time here, so
And I'm very small. It's very rare that I'm at this type of altitude to see things. Just... You gotta imagine everyone has their own struggles, and that's part of mine. So,
in despite of himself,
it looks beautiful. By the way, that city, it looks like a wonderful place for us to visit one time.
I'm surprised your small eyes can even see it.
I'm not sure that's how eyes work, but all right, thank you.
He meant small and is small in ability, not in size necessarily.
Sure. All right, guys. What's next?
I'm gonna send Noctua down that hole.
Okay. She just kind of flaps away from your shoulder and then flaps in down the hole. She's in there for 15 seconds and then turns around and flaps right back out.
Oh no, I'm seeing through her eyes as she goes down.
Okay, well, you gotta specify that part.
You need a shoulder
I think she did before we stopped last week, saying she'd send her down using her senses, and then you're like, okay, well, we'll start back up with that, and then I'm like,
Gotcha. Okay. Real quick. So one thing too, Becky. Anytime that if you're mounted on a separate object, like right now, Seraphina's mounted on the broom. If you target the broom and then move it, then it'll move you with it. So the same way that you would target the horse instead.
Okay.
Then it'll move you around with it too. Not that it matters necessarily. Anyways, then you kind of awkwardly holding on to the broom, still with both hands.
I'll
since
get
you're
off
still
the broom.
Okay.
She just falls off like.
I was gonna say yeah. I mean, like that would be very disorienting, like trying to hold still, while floating like that, without having your own vision and equilibrium, I guess I'd say. So, all right, then you hop off. You guys see through the shadowy form. You see your eyes kind of go milky white. Flying down with Noctua's senses down in through the hole there. It's a relatively small chamber, kind of circular. It's right below this area here. The gap. I mean, you guys can actually see down through the hole. There's light getting in down from the sun. Coming in through the hole and down to the floor. You can, if you guys just walk to the edge, you'd be able to see down in there. It's not very far. But there is a staircase that leads further down, it seems. It seems like this was, a separated chamber of some sort. There's some, canopic jars and some of the, like, big ceramic-style urns and shit like that you guys have seen. And then stairs going further down.
I guess we're going down? Because we're going to need to find out what the code is.
Code?
Guess.
Yeah. What's happening?
We're
going down.
Do we have to go in the hole? What else is down in the hole? You can't just have your owl grab the things from the hole? Oh, we gotta see something? You can't see it through your owl eyes?
Did she
can't hear you.
Anything besides? Oh, yeah, no, I can't hear you.
Yeah, Sarah can't hear you. So you can talk, and she can talk. Sarah can talk, but she can't hear what you're saying. Unless, actually, you know what? Owl ears being as good as they are, she probably can hear Pogo complaining from above because she's down in the hole, hearing it echoing through the hole there. So Sarah could respond, I guess, in that sense. But anyway, so there is a staircase going further down, is what you see.
All right, I'm gonna send her down the staircase. See if there's like a door or something down there.
Okay.
What do I see behind while she's doing that? What do I see behind to the north here? Yeah, is that where there's a table that for sacrifice?
No, that's so. As Sarah described it, that'd be further up. That'd be if you look up, if you look northward, there's a door directly in front of you. But if you look northward at the cliff and then up, 30 feet further up is the edge, like the top of this pillar of the one in front of you. You guys are standing on the top of this cliff side, I guess you'd say. Over to the west, the one that you guys just came out of, that one goes up a little bit higher. Otherwise, basically, you're standing on the shortest of 3 pillars that are in kind of next to each other with the river flowing between.
So north is the door that has the disc things that we have to enter. Have we already determined that?
And you don't exactly, and you guys don't know what that code is at the moment.
All right, let's go down the hole.
Well, for Noctua flying down, going down the stairs then, down there, let me go back to there and look. She flaps down the stairs and sees that it goes, there's a, to the right when she comes down the stairs, there is an exit that goes back outside again. So it would be down below where you guys are all standing. There's a, an opening in the wall there, it seems. And there is a broken sarcophagus in the room. And a bunch of vines. It seems badly aged with, time and weathering.
Alright, I'm just gonna send her back up and then vamp out of her senses.
Okay.
So, yeah, there's stairs that go down, sarcophagus that's down there. We should at least go check it out.
Okay. So we're gonna fly down or try and tie a rope to one of the trees.
Are you sure the owl can't see the clues?
Okay, if you want to stay up here, but I'm going down to check it out, okay? It's a great archaeological
I
find.
tried to look at these things, and I have been very little help anyways.
So your idea of being helpful is to say, do we have to do
Maybe
this?
I just stay out of the way, and then I'll guard the area up here in case me and Pinocchio can guard the area up here.
How deep is this hole?
It is the dirt part of it, let's say, is about probably 4 feet, and then it's about a 10-foot drop before you hit the ground.
Well, that's not that bad.
Well, we could always have Norak hold a rope while me and you go down there and check it out.
Sure.
Well, we could
You
all...
were staying up here. I was talking.
No.
Okay.
I'm
Yeah,
staying up here,
yeah.
but that sounds like a great idea. Seems like it's not that deep of a hole.
But we
You guys
could
can
always
jump
tie
right
it to a
up
tree
there.
too, like, I don't know. Because I'm not sure Norak would fit down the hole, would he? 'Cause
He'll
it looks
fit,
too small.
yeah.
Okay, but it says bigger than what it looks like. Gotcha.
His shoulders aren't 7.5 feet across. He's about 4 feet wide at the shoulders, and the hole is a bit bigger than that.
I mean, that's so small. If he just held onto the edge, he'd only be dropping like 6 feet.
It's still a good drop.
That's like him getting out of 6 feet from his feet to the ground.
Yeah, it's pretty. That's
That's like
higher
a
than you
normal
think.
person. Like I could do that.
You can. It's not like you won't die from it. You just get that kind of painful shock up the legs kind of thing.
Yeah, and if you land improperly, you could twist or
You guys
even
need to
break your
climb up
ankle.
trees and climb up. You guys need to go enjoy nature and climb some trees.
Wow. I would just say no.
All right.
For somebody who fell off too many things and cracked and fractured too many bones, no thank you. I'd rather not.
That's the trick. You just break a bunch of them, and then they get stronger later, and then
They
you
heal
have
stronger.
invincible.
Oh, no they don't. Do you know how painful arthritis is when the weather changes? It feels like it's broken all over again.
Oh no! Arthritis.
Ekrid still grumbling. So what are we doing?
Go
I'm
down the
gonna
hole, ladies. We'll protect you from up here. If
gonna
there's a
give
ghost,
Arnie the
just
rope.
send it up the hole.
Yeah, I'm gonna tie a rope to the biggest tree.
Yeah.
That way the Norak's not just here sitting here, he has the option of coming down with us if he wants to.
Perfect. Just call. If you need us, just call.
Ekrid says, I'll mind the rope, make sure that it doesn't come loose then.
Thank you.
If you need me down there, just shout. Alright, you guys affix a rope to the tree then. Ekrid kind of holding on to it to make sure that you guys, as you're climbing down, that it doesn't slip loose or anything of that sort. I would say this is, easily below pass. If you guys are, level 9, you can climb down a 14-foot rope just fine. Without, risking endangering yourselves all that badly. Let me go ahead and... what's the order?
I'll go first.
Okay.
I'll go behind her.
All right, then I will
Me and
say...
Pinocchio are going to be keeping watch on both the area around us and Ekrid.
Okay, so Pogo and Pinocchio staying up top. What is Norak doing?
I'll go down with him, but I'll be
Okay.
last. So that way
Okay.
if I don't break the rope or whatever on accident.
Arteme, your feet touch the ground. Sarah, you start clambering down. You've just made it in through the hole until you are... You could use the broom potentially to fly in, but you're going to climb down using the rope?
Yeah, I'm... Oh, Sarah, sorry. I'm climbing the rope.
Yeah, if the broom's not freaking out, I guess I'll take the broom down.
Yeah, the broom, so far that you guys have been outside, he seems to be okay. Or it seems to be okay. Okay, then you, Arteme, when your feet touch the ground, there you see starting to lift up out of the floor from below a kind of ghostly reptilian hand that immediately, as soon as it comes up out of it, bursts towards you and shouts in your face, "Why are you here?"
Ah!
Arteme, or Sarah, rather, you are just coming down the ropes, and you see that the ghost kind of rush at Arteme, reeling back as if preparing to attack her.
Do I have time to cast anything?
Sorry, actually, Arteme, you wouldn't have understood that. Only Sarah would have understood that she shouted, "Why are you here?" It just sounded like unintelligible shouting at Arteme, and she's arms back like she's about to strike her.
Okay, so I'm just gonna try and defend myself, I guess.
Okay.
Take a defensive posture.
Okay. You then with the wraith in front of you, then you kind of lift your arms up and kind of cover your face a little bit. Sarah, still on the rope. What are you doing?
There's something that we need here.
She, seeing you kind of holding the rope and Arteme, kind of stopping and not attacking her immediately, she's quiet for a moment. She's like suspicious looking. She's kind of squints suspiciously back between the two of you. Still kind of this ghostly visage, so it's difficult to make out details. She says, "Your tongue is strange to my ears. You mean no harm." Again, only Sarah can understand her.
She said I'm talking strange to her ears?
She says, "Your tongue is strange to my ears. You mean no harm." And it was a question.
Yeah, no, we don't want to hurt you. Not at all. We just need to get some stuff.
She is shaking her head a little bit quizzically, like she can't quite gather what you're saying. Her jaws open slightly, and you see this kind of thin, reedy like tongue loll out over some sharp teeth, and she brings up one of her claws and scratches it down her tongue, and it seems to split open slightly, and you see this kind of swirl of the same kind of primal Fantasrith energy swirl out from the fake wound in her tongue, and then it flows into her ears. And her eyes close briefly, and then she kind of reopens them and looks up at you. She kind of steps back slightly from Arteme, but looking up at you. Are you still climbing, or did you stop on the rope?
If she's gonna back away some, I will slowly float down. So
Okay.
That way I'm next to Arteme.
Okay. Then you... Oh, I gotta put your... There you go. I had to put your shadow skin back on. It's a different actor for the different floor. Anyways, she now looking at you, with seemingly able to maybe understand you at this point. Anyway, she says, "If you mean me no harm, then I will ask again. Why are you here?"
Because the tyrant is something after something that we need. And we need to get it back.
She squints a little bit. "The tyrant?" Good question.
Yeah. At least that's what we've been told. So that's what we're doing.
Is that a dog?
Yes.
Or is that... Okay. I just
It's
wasn't
like
sure if
right
it was...
under-
No, that's fine. I just want to make sure it wasn't me. Like if my audio was messing up. Oh, speaking of, actually, Fox, you have audio? You have the background sounds?
Yeah, I do. I had to turn them down a tiny bit because,
Okay.
like, my head is still a bit sensitive to noise. But
Fine. I just want to make sure that it was at least functioning for you.
yeah, it's the of the combat themes that don't always work.
Can we hear this up on top of the hole since it was like right just 15 feet down below?
You definitely would hear Sarah was like 5 feet below when she started talking,
So I can hear Seraphina like
and a ghostly
talking in a language I
shrieking.
don't understand, right?
Yes, yeah, and a ghostly shrieking back at her. Yeah.
All right, I'm just hearing this conversation. I'm just gonna be like, you're doing really well, and I'm gonna go ahead and give her bardic inspiration too.
Getting a pep talk from Pogo when he doesn't. He has no idea what you're saying.
I don't know what you're doing, but it sounds important. So I'm gonna. You're doing great.
But he's praising you, having no idea how well you're actually doing. You're doing great, but he has no idea because he can't understand you. Anyways, she says,
You mean to end the curse then?
Curse?
You're here,
Curse.
the tyrant you speak of, the matron, you're here to end that curse?
I mean, if we have to, sure. If it comes to that.
I'm confused at your purpose.
So, for whatever reason, the tyrant has what we need. So, I mean, if we end up breaking the curse in the process of getting back what we need, then absolutely.
she squints again and is confused, it seems. There's probably a little bit of language/cultural barrier, maybe. Give me a persuasion check with disadvantage because you are in shadow skin.
Oh,
You've got inspiration too if you need to add a D8.
Rubus, you need to stop.
Arteme, are you doing anything? I mean, these two are communicating back and forth in words you can't figure out.
Yes, I'm just gonna go around, like, looking at the room, seeing what I can find, because if I can't be a part of the conversation, I'm not just gonna sit there.
Okay.
Control with disadvantage?
Yeah, controls for... I don't remember. I think it should still be control. Try it we'll see if it works. I tried I put the new thing in. I don't know if the hotkeys are the same. It looks like it did. Yep, cool. Arteme, as you start looking around, she floats over towards the top of the stairs and is clearly interposing herself to keep you from going down the stairs. You can see that there's light coming in from downstairs, by the way, natural light. So there's light coming in from above you, from the hole above, and there's natural light from the floor below.
Okay, but the ghost is not letting me go down the stairs?
Correct, yeah.
Okay, what about this room here? Is there anything in the room that's interesting?
In just looking around, there are the pots, the giant jars that you can see. As far as their contents, are you actually going and lifting lids and looking, or are you just looking around?
I'll lift a few lids carefully.
Okay. They are, every last one of them are filled with some what was probably at one time biological material, but has long since rotted away. And there's no smell or anything; it's just gone. Like it was probably plant material of some kind, that kind of stuff. But they're nothing of interest or value.
Okay.
They might have been food. They might have been grain of some sort. You don't know.
Okay. So I'll just wait until Sarah's done talking with the ghost then, because if I can't go down the stairs, I'm not going to force the issue.
Okay. The spirit says oh, sorry. The thing just keeps breaking. I'm trying to... You guys can hear the voice changer, right? Is it too inaudible?
Yeah.
No, I can hear it. It's
okay.
Good. Well, not right now, but
Yeah. All right. She says,
The matron, the endless and eternal burden, that's what you're here for, then. You intend to deal with that?
You cut out really bad. I heard something about a maiden and dealing with it.
Matron. She's saying matron. When you're saying tyrant, she's saying matron.
Okay.
Mummy.
So in other words, she's asking if we're here to deal with the matron.
Okay. The communication trouble is more that you guys are using different terms to say the same thing, it seems like, is the impression that you're getting. But comprehend languages does all of that. It just doesn't automatically translate necessarily meaning so much as it translates the words directly, or to what the nearest version of it, let's say. And she's speaking about a curse, but it doesn't seem like the curse and the matron are the same thing. But basically that's what you would intuit. You just haven't asked any further questions to kind of, decipher that necessarily.
Okay. Yes, I guess essentially we're here to take care of the matron. What curse exactly are you talking about? What's this curse?
My curse. You're here for me, right?
Who are you?
she squints at you very suspiciously, and she says,
My name is Techwith. I expected you would have known so much, coming all the way here and being able to speak my tongue.
Well, I mean...
I'll ask again, why are you here?
I'm going to explain everything to Arteme and ask if she has any input.
okay. The spirit Techwith seems patient, like she's just kind of standing there, and you see her, similar to most of the statues, bring her claws up and cross them across her chest.
Okay, so the situation, if I understand it correctly, is that Tekith has a curse on them, and it has something to do with the...
Techwith is saying that, as Sarah has described it to you, Techwith is saying that she's cursed. You don't know what it is, or you know, you don't know anything else. That's basically it, is that you know the Techwith is cursed. You don't necessarily, from Sarah's basic insight of the conversation, would gather that the curse is maybe not the same. It has nothing to do with the matron necessarily.
Okay.
And she's calling the tyrant the matron. Which is, I would also say, translated is definitely a motherly word. She's saying that the tyrant or the matron is her brood mother.
Okay, so Tekith is cursed, and she asked if we're here to kill the matron. Is that it?
To deal with the matron.
Deal with. Okay,
because,
but
well, Sarah said that they're here to deal with the tyrant, and she replied saying, you know, deal with the matron.
okay, but we're not really sure the meaning of deal with in this case, right? So deal with could either be... Okay, can you ask if they want us to kill the matron or whatnot? Like, clarifying.
Oh, I'll ask what exactly she wants us to do with the matron.
Okay.
Nothing. There isn't anything to be done. She'll stay here in prison.
Okay.
For simplicity's sake, I'll say that the two of you can talk, and we'll just assume that Sarah's translating it.
Okay,
So
I'm
both
gonna
of you can
say,
talk back
I'm gonna say the matron isn't gonna stay if it revives itself. Tyrant, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, if it gets what we need, she won't.
Yeah.
Her eyes kind of widen.
Revives herself. Explain.
Yeah, so that thing I said that we needed, that the tyrant had, that thing will bring her back.
Has the power to, at the very least, if it figures out how to use it.
Mm-hmm.
God, I hate that my character has no idea what the fuck is being said right now. This is the only time that I'm good.
It's the only time that
be able
Pogo
to
never gets
talk
to do
to
something.
people.
Yeah, it's the only time that Pogo's ever quiet is when he can't, when there's a language barrier or something like that he can't communicate. I would say that you're hearing, half of this conversation because Sarah's explaining it back to Arteme and they're talking too. So you at least gather because they're like right below the hole. You're able to kind of piece out what's happening.
I want to talk. I want to try to persuade, in my little Pogo way. And I'm not going to try to
shout down the hole.
Yeah, it's some. Nah.
Yeah. Techwith replies,
The curse. My burden was because I didn't prevent her from becoming the tyrant, as you say. She's locked here forever, and my curse is to remain here with her. But there's no resurrecting her. There's no coming back. She just stays here in prison. I don't know what it is you fear, what it is you're trying to retrieve from her, but it seems unnecessary. I think you're wasting your time.
The sage's chorus has the power to heal and bring back, and potentially bring back the dead.
She seems confused. Like that is not a how would I say that? Not a thing that I guess was maybe possible as far as she was aware. She doesn't necessarily believe you. Go ahead and make a persuasion check, Arteme.
Oh, great.
I should technically be still doing it at disadvantage because Sarah's the one that's actually saying this, trying to explain this, so it would be her trying to. Oh, and it's a natural one, anyways.
Of course it is. Besides, I have no charisma.
Is she at least within 30 feet of me?
She is. She's right down the hole, like 15 feet down. So, you want to let her re-roll it?
Yeah. Say that again.
Oh, that's funny.
Okay, at least that's a bit better. But this Wallow is really gonna drive me nuts. That's just rude.
I actually there's like a list of like 100 things that it'll randomly say. It was just the ones that came with the add-on. It was originally it's called Sadness Chan originally. It's the module, but I changed the name to the god, the ascended rather, to make it more amusing for me. Anyways, I didn't go through and change some of them because there's some of them that are like really fucking mean that have come up like last week. Some of them were really mean that came up for it, and Fox got like 3 natural ones, so she's the only one that really gets to see it very often.
No, somebody else got a natural one, and they got one that was really mean too.
Nice. So,
I was like, okay.
She doesn't necessarily believe you, but is at least seeming, willing to entertain your purpose here. She says,
You can't get in anyway. I don't really know what you intend to do here. If she has some object that you need, how did she even retrieve it? She's been dead for millennia.
She stole it? Okay.
She definitely doesn't believe you. She's squinting, definitely. Like, that would be not even rollable, that she'd believe that.
Okay. So, some... okay. This is how I'm gonna put it extremely politely. Some thieving idiots brought it in here, not knowing what this place was, not knowing how to get in or out, other than, like, the way they came in, and the tyrant stole the object from them after the sentries killed some of them. Does that make sense?
Sorry, I forgot to move you guys down to this floor. So, Sarah, Becky and Arteme, Becky and Fox rather. If you guys scroll over to the right, you'll see where you guys are at. Everybody else, you guys will see yourselves over, in the previous part of this floor, so you can ignore for now. I just put this on so you guys can see it. Not that it necessarily matters, really, but might as well.
I have a question. Did we ever get the story from Ekrid on how he lost it?
Not particularly.
The ones that stole it in the first place?
I'll tell you guys that nobody thought to roll an insight check on whether he was telling the truth or not. So I'm just going to tell you guys that it's too late now for you to, retroactively say that, that you would have rolled an insight check or something because he told you and nobody really seemed to question it. But what he told you is that, remember when you guys first came up the stairs onto the second floor, there was a sarcophagus there that both Arteme and Pogo saw blood at the base of. Mm-hmm. So he, as he described it, he opened the sarcophagus and one of the Iskil spirits lashed out at him, attacked him, took the Wood Sage's chorus, and ran away.
Right, but in the same thing, he also said that they were there to prevent the tyrant from coming back, right? That's why they're there? You
definitely, I would say, believe that the resistance you have all gotten from Justin, you guys can't see this, of course, but Sarah and Arteme are over to the right. They're in an area that you guys can't see, that just, where the hole is. So you guys can ignore where you guys' tokens are there. I probably... No, doesn't matter. Anyways, so as he described it, though, from the resistance you guys have all gotten from the Iskil spirits, you do believe that they are here trying to prevent the matron from being resurrected. Yes.
They're trying to keep the big fucker from coming back. To life.
This is a temple
clearly
prison.
They're clearly doing a shite job. And then this guy brought that thing. Because the thing wasn't here, the guy brought it here, didn't he?
Yes.
The plate, yeah. So he made the mistake of... Yeah, he stole it, made the mistake of bringing, this all-powerful item, the one thing capable of bringing back this one terrible nightmare of a creature, to the one spot on the planet it could take it, And
I'll tell you that Arteme wouldn't. I mean, this isn't an actual conversation you guys are having right now, but we'll say that you guys, maybe had this kind of a talk back and forth in the earlier levels of the temple. Arteme would know that more than like these tyrants were not that rare. They literally are. Well, now having seen the kind of staging their age groups chart from the mural that you guys saw, they all will become a matron if they're not prevented from doing so. They'll all become a tyrant, whether they're male or female. They'll all eventually become a tyrant after 300-something years. I'm going to say that in the moment here that Sarah and Arteme, you guys are beginning to kind of intuit what she's saying is that her brood mother was evolved into a tyrant, and for some reason she's cursed. You don't necessarily know why. You can continue with the conversation as you choose from there.
I have a question. When I use comprehend language to talk to her, does everyone else understand what I'm saying? Or just
No.
her? Like, is it coming out in her language?
It's coming out in her language, so everybody
I
else hears you
imagine
speak.
we hear something like.
Yeah, you're talking in her
So-
language. That's how it works.
Yeah.
Which is why I found it neat and
And
took it
then-
for Azra.
But you're
Then I'm going
translating
to-
back and forth for Arteme is what you're doing.
Yeah.
Okay, and I'm going to ask her because I know Ekrid can't understand them.
Mm-hmm.
Would any of your brethren have stolen something that could break her out of her prison?
She squints a little bit, like she's not quite following the question. And then after a brief pause, she says,
I don't know what the madness of the millennials have done to all of them, but maybe.
Maybe if they're cursed too, they want out. They're tired of being stuck in here for millennia over and over again, not being able to actually die, which would be pretty horrible. As horrible as the tyrants were to elves.
She says,
They chose their fate. I'm the only one that is cursed, technically.
So then they knew that they would be stuck here unable to die.
These are our ways. This ritual was intentional. They knew that their charge in life would be to, and on life in this case, would be to protect the matron from escaping.
Okay, I'm gonna message Arteme so nobody else can hear me. I'm not so sure we should be trusting Ekrid anymore. Because I have a feeling that what he says happened with the Sage's course didn't actually happen.
I'm gonna reply the same way with the message telepathically because she is message, right?
yeah, you can reply to You
Okay.
can reply to this message.
I'm gonna say I told you not to trust him. Hello, terrorist. I want to kill him. You said no.
No, I understand that. This is all through message, by the way. I understand that. I just had assumed that he was at least telling us the truth on how he lost the damn thing, but I'm thinking that's wrong. Maybe they want the tyrant out?
That would actually be extremely horrible.
It would. But maybe we should keep an eye on him.
Let's use him as bait.
That sounds fantastic. Alright. Back how much longer I have on comprehend language.
It's
We
an
need a
hour,
way-
and you casted it about 20 minutes ago.
Okay.
Still inside actually on this same floor, just further north.
So we need a way. We need to get to the tyrant to get the Wood Sage's chorus before whoever took it can bring it back and get it out of its prison.
When you say we need to get to the tyrant, her lower jaw kind of separates and lowers. Her eyes widen a little bit. She's very, she shrinks back slightly.
You can't get to the matron. We've sealed her in here. They won't let you in.
Okay,
We've made it
so
this
we've
far.
made it this far, so we need to get as far as you can take us, and then we'll figure out the rest ourselves. But we need to get there.
If you explain your curse, we can maybe help, but no promises. Curses aren't exactly my forte.
Persuasion check with disadvantage from Sarah, and I guess persuasion check with advantage, because she definitely would like to be free of her curse, it seems, from Arteme. Technically,
And-
both should be a disadvantage because it's going through Sarah
You
and
still
Sarah.
have a bardic inspiration
I
as
do,
well, by the way.
I'm going to use. I can't believe I dropped a nat 20. Son of a.
Oh, is that what it dropped? Nice.
Okay, so how do I do the persuasion with advantage?
Hold down Shift when you click the persuasion. So if you click on yourself, Fox, and then you have your hotbar in the top left, when you hold down Shift, that did not roll with advantage.
Oh, I pressed shift 2 and it didn't. Weird.
Well, hold it down and then click the. Well, now just click it one more time. Don't bother using the Shift, but.
D8 or D10?
D10 now, I think. Let me double
No,
check.
D8. It's D8 for one more level.
Okay.
Fox
D8
got a
for one more
19.
level.
That's about as good as she ever gets.
Yeah.
Oh!
Son of a.
Well, you got a 9.
She got an
No,
11
I got
total.
11.
Yeah, 11 total.
Okay, cool.
She doesn't seem convinced by Sarah, but with the potential offer, or at least interest in breaking the curse, her eyes do kind of light up a little bit, and she floats kind of over the and kind of feet trailing inside of the canopic jar there. Doesn't seem to bother her at all. But she, looking towards Arteme and then kind of back at Sarah while Sarah's trying to translate, she says,
My curse was inflicted specifically because I didn't prevent her from ascending. If you are willing to do what you can to get me out of here, I would be willing to help you.
What do you think?
Let's try it. It's our best shot. It's our best shot.
Yep.
all right, then when you nod, Sarah, you translate that back. You're willing to try to
Yep.
help? Okay. She says,
You will help me, I will help you. If my bones leave this temple, my spirit will be released from this endless torment. In exchange for this invaluable gift, after you return my bones to the earth, you may take my skull with you. For years beyond counting, it has absorbed the primal energies of this place. It will be a powerful magical artifact.
Okay. We have a deal.
Yep. Where are your bones?
she turns and floats it through the floor.
Let's follow. Oh, I'm gonna cast a light, but I'm gonna make sure to not cast it too much onto the spirit so it doesn't bother her, because the other spirits really didn't like light, but I want to be able to see.
So she's like, you can tell that she's specifically outside of the, like she's staying outside of the direct sunlight from above, because there's natural light coming from above and below, so you probably don't feel like you're going to need light, because there's clearly, like, you can hear the wind coming in and smell the air and everything from the floor below here coming up the stairs.
Okay.
So it doesn't seem like you're going to need it.
Were they as affected by the dancing lights as they were by the light?
Natural light is no. So basically the arcane light doesn't seem to be having the same impact as daylight did. So specifically Arteme cast a spell called Daylight, which replicates actual sunlight, as far as the effect of it, let's say. So, maybe it's the UV rays that bother them. We'll call it that.
Okay, what about my just light cantrip then? Does that affect them or no?
Well, so Sarah had dancing lights up, and it didn't seem to bother them. It's your daylight that bothered them.
Yeah, but I also had light
At
up
least
at one
in
point.
the fight that you had previously. You did, but the disadvantage that was on them came when you put daylight up.
Oh, okay, so the light itself from the cantrip didn't affect them. Is what I'm asking.
Arcane light did not seem to bother them, but your daylight spell did, and natural light seems to as well, because she keeps not going into the sun.
Okay, perfect. So my light cantrip won't bother them. That's good. In case I need it, I don't want it to bother her.
Okay. All right. Then you guys go down the stairs. You see her floating. I didn't grab her. I guess I'll go ahead and put your guys' tokens on here. Arteme and Sarah.
We're not actually there. We're just there so we can see what's happening.
Basically, well, I mean, I've moved it because they are, but you guys are still 2 levels above now. They're 2 floors below you, so you guys aren't actually seeing this portion of it where they're at. But for simplicity's sake, you could just say that you guys this is what was told to you all after when you guys got back. There it is. I didn't have that.
Getting an
actor
error
here.
about my token. Thing about permissions.
Yeah, I got the same thing.
What's it say?
Dude.
It disappeared before I could completely screenshot it. But
Okay.
something about
Doesn't
user
matter.
not having permission for X something really weird number.
may not matter. As long as you guys are able to use these tokens, I'm sure it's not going to hurt anything. As long as it doesn't get in the way.
Yeah, I'm able to
but
move.
Okay. So she is floating above the sarcophagus that's over here. This is the sarcophagus that Sarah, that Noctua had shown you. She said, she looking at the sarcophagus. If you, Sarah, you can't see over the side; it's too big, unless you hop on the broom. But the walls are too high. You can just barely see, the edge if you tiptoe, maybe. But looking down in them, she says,
"My bones are in here. I need you to take them all and take them far from this place and bury them. And as long as you do that, then my skull will be useful for all of you. And then I can rest. But I'll tell you that of the spirits in there, the remaining is still those that are here chose to be, and they won't let you in without trying to stop you."
Okay. Thank you.
She says, and because you are willing to do this for me, I'll help you as best I can. Sorry, I wouldn't hold the button down.
She says, "Autobai is of immense threat. When the tomb was sealed, he was given a deadly relic aid in his charge, the Sword of Stolen Hours. It is the only object that he took from his burial chamber, and the rest of his vast wealth was sealed in with his body."
Sword of Stolen Hours?
Yeah.
Yep. Ooh.
How far is far from here? I'm assuming we can't just, go outside and, bury her bones. We have to, leave the island, I'm assuming?
No, please. I don't want to leave the island. Just not within a mile, maybe. She says
a word that isn't mile, but you translate as mile.
From where the matron is buried.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open up a map and then show the ghosts the map and ask where they want to be buried. And I'll bury them as close to there as possible, depending on trees, etc., etc.
She looks at it and she says,
I don't recognize this place that you're showing me.
This is the island. What it is now. Not what it used to be.
That does not resemble the world I came from.
A lot's changed.
I mean, by the way, that historically, at least as far as the carbon dating that the elves have done, it's been 250,000 plus years. 250,000 years is a long time when it comes to the,
geographic.
Not that long when it comes to, yeah, but 250,000 years is a long time for the shape of an island, let's say. I mean, coastlines alone would have changed dramatically since then, not to mention the vine lash 9 years ago.
So, yeah, I'm just going to tell Sarah to say, there was, a huge incident 9 years ago, and that it's been, this long, so...
Yeah, and while they're figuring it out on the map, I am on the broom.
You need to translate for me!
I'm still translating while I'm doing it.
Okay.
I'm still translating. I'm on the broom, and I am hovering over... I want to drop down into the sarcophagus.
Okay.
And just, lay out my cloak of billowing and gently put her bones in it, and then wrap it up, put it in my backpack.
Okay. She kind of floats by you, and is just intently staring down at her bones.
And I want to also do an insight check on her to see if she was telling the truth about not only helping us, but if she was, cursed to do this.
Go ahead. Oh shit, it's a natural 20. Oh. That's a lot of natural ones and natural 20. Shit. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you then, you do definitely believe her, but there's more information that that she's not told you yet. Doesn't necessarily, you can't devise whether she's hiding anything, or you just haven't, had enough conversation to gather those things. She doesn't seem like she's being cagey.
Or maybe we just didn't ask the right questions. Because some people won't volunteer information unless you're asking the right questions.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're gonna carry the bones. I'll give you a bit of a bag to keep them in to make sure they don't decay, because you did put them in the billowing cloak, but just to make sure, because archaeology stuff, before we could bury them, we don't want anything happening. So I'll give you a bag to put them in.
Okay, well, I was putting them in my backpack? Do they need to be in a bag in the backpack?
Wrapped up with a cloak.
Preferably.
You feel like they are like extremely well petrified. They're basically stone now.
Oh, okay, then they should be fine. Never mind.
Yeah, so this chamber, as you guys can see from the west side, there is very much exposed to the elements. The sarcophagus is long since destroyed. Probably the only reason this place hasn't been complete, like it's clear that there's no valuables that you could see. But even from the outside, like just with the storms, with the vine lash and so on, like there's little that wasn't calcified. And what is left of those bones is probably not even really bone at all anymore. Just basically become calcified rock essentially.
Okay, I'm gently gonna wrap the skull separately because we're burying her bones, not her skull, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna put that in my bag.
The skull
Okay.
is pretty big. It is. I mean, the shape of the spirit that's in front of you is vaguely representative, but the skull is elongated, reptilian. So it's probably about a foot and a half maybe in length, and kind of like imagine like a bull, like you've seen the skull of a cow or a bull before, kind of elongated like that, horse-like, let's say.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. So I'll put that in my bag, and then I'll get back to looking at the map to see if she made a decision on where she'd like to be buried.
She looks at it. She says,
I don't recognize what you're showing me, so if you can point to where we are, maybe I can tell you from there.
Yeah, so I'll like kind of put a small outline of where we are. Like I'll circle it with my finger.
okay. She makes a gesture that you don't understand what it's supposed to mean. Intuitively, you might gather that it's probably a shrug, essentially, or the equivalent for them. And she kind of she's gesturing with a ghostly claw that just passes through the map. She kind of points at an area just to the south, near the shoreline.
Okay, so I'll make a note of it. So I'll put like a small indentation in a light pencil, and so I could remove it later. And
Okay.
so we'll bury you there.
Yeah, I'm going to inform her that we have to finish what we're doing here and getting what we need from the tyrant that they stole before we can bury her. I don't want her to think that we're going to go do this and then go get the tyrant, because we're kind of running out of time.
She looks impatient. She looks kind of annoyed for a moment. Give me a persuasion check with disadvantage again. You're still in shadow skin, so all this is a disadvantage. So remember, it's advantage on intimidation, disadvantage on persuasions.
I keep forgetting that.
Should we just? I think they're okay down there.
You can still
You know
hear
that?
it vaguely.
Oh,
like
we can
there
still
are.
hear vaguely.
Well, I mean, you can still hear voices talking back and forth. You don't hear fighting or anything like that. Yeah. It's just echoing up. Plus, you actually, if you leaned over the far side, over the west, you'd actually hear them from below as well, from the entrance to the cave there. I don't know if you guys can actually see it on the map. Can you guys even see Sarah and well, I know Becky and Fox, you guys can.
I can see a staircase. Is what I
Okay.
see. with all of our characters on it. That's all I see.
Oh, you guys are way over there. Yeah, you're still. Yeah, you guys are. Okay, that's well, never mind. That's where the snake scared Pogo earlier.
Yeah.
Like 3 weeks ago. Anyway,
So
then she. Let's see. She might be willing then. Okay, so she looking at you after saying that it's going to be a bit. She says,
Then I'll do what I can to hasten your efforts in retrieving whatever it is that you're trying to do. Just remember that you can't. She's dead. There's nothing to do there. They're just trying to prevent her from coming back. So, as much as they're going to try to prevent you, their cause is just.
And I understand that completely, and if it wasn't for the fact that there was something that could bring her back, we wouldn't even be here.
Well, I might have come just for the archaeological point of view, but I wouldn't be.
Not relay that part.
If I had just killed her when I was supposed to, you wouldn't be here at all anyway. She wouldn't be here, or would I?
Wait, so did she understand me?
No.
No, okay.
Sarah said that that you'd only be here to try to recover that and so on. She was responding to that.
Okay, yes.
I assumed that what you were saying, Fox, wasn't actually
Oh, no, well, it could have been translated, but it wasn't necessarily necessary to translate
Sarah,
it.
if anything.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, we appreciate all the help that you will give us, and I promise we will find a beautiful spot to bury your bones.
Sheila selected one.
She looks solemn.
Pogo's found a few beautiful spots to bury his bone. You know what I'm talking about.
That's a good one.
But I'm not there. I'm just up at the top, kicking rocks.
She says, then, if you to hasten your efforts to help you through, you're going to need to be able to open the door.
Yeah, we were looking for the statues that would relay the code.
She still kind of solemn, still kind of processing, it seems, what Sarah had said about between the two of you about burying her. She says,
I think those have long since gone, and she starts
holding her claws up, and she gives you a code that is 35146.
That's what she'll need to get through.
35146.
She holds up claws, the same as you've seen the statues.
Yeah.
She holds up 3, then she holds up 5, then she holds up 1, and then 4, and then 6.
The first time you said it, you said it
That's what she'll need to get through.
Okay, the first time you said it so fast I couldn't write it down. So I just wanted to make sure I got the right order.
Yeah, it's funny. Like to myself, I don't talk fast at all. Like this is actually I'm intentionally speaking slowly, especially because I'm trying to speak for the ghost here. So this is actually very slow for me. But it's funny. Anytime that I hear myself talking back, it's crazy fast. It would have to be irritating for most people. Like I don't know how Justin gets it, because anytime that Justin and I hang out, we'll fucking babble for 3 or 4 hours.
Yeah.
and I probably said 10,000 words at that time.
Yeah, well, that's why sometimes I say, can you repeat that a bit slower so I have time to write it out? Because I'm still writing the first or second thing while you're saying the third or fifth or sixth word, and I'm just
Totally fair.
Yeah.
I literally put in my notes all the time to talk slower, especially when it's NPC related, so that there are, time for you guys to have notes and stuff like that. But anyway, she holds up the claws to represent 35146.
Okay, so now all that's left is to go back up and put in the code and go through the door.
She says,
and beware Atabai. He's an immense threat.
Beware what, sorry?
She says, and it's a name that Sarah translates as Atabai. That is so as she's describing this, she doesn't describe physically, but as she's kind of talking about this, you gather that must be the Iskil Lord. That's probably the one that you guys fought, and then he ran away after he had wakened the other spirits, remember? The one that dropped the disc.
Okay.
And she, Atabai, that's the one that she's referring to, is the one he's the Iskil Lord who, earlier she told you that when they sealed this tomb off, he was given specifically given a deadly relic to, prevent others from getting in here, and that is the Sword of Stolen Hours that she was talking about. Whoops. Ignore that parent capitalization.
Is there any way to convince him that we don't necessarily mean him any harm? Or is it just going to become a fight?
The Iskil that chose to go through with the ritual will not be turned from their purpose. I was the only one here against my will.
So it's either we scare it off again or fight it, which wouldn't be advisable. So we're just gonna have to find a way to scare it off, or find a way to finish this within an hour of my daylight spell. Within an hour.
Yeah, I don't think scaring it off is going to be an option, because we didn't really scare it off last time.
Are you speaking in Vindian, or what are you speaking in? Okay.
Yeah, I'm just speaking to Arteme.
Okay.
He was looking for the key and decided to have his minions fight us while he continued his search. I don't think it was so much that we scared him off.
True. So avoidance would be the best course, which isn't an option. And I'm low on energy.
Me too.
Justin, give me and Norak too. Norak, would you be near enough to the hole to be listening to having heard what they were talking about, baby?
Yeah.
Aren't they
If I remember right, I think I actually went down with them, didn't I? To begin with.
Oh shit! I'm sorry.
Did you?
So I probably would have followed them.
He just-
I
he
would
just-
have stayed
We
on.
get okay. So
Totally did. Yeah. Ben.
Yeah.
Ben said, "God damn it! I'm sorry, G."
I
Yeah, you
wouldn't have
said.
been saying anything anyway because I can't understand. Well, actually, no. You said Sarah was talking out loud. Huh?
Yeah. Well,
I-
she's translating back and forth. Yeah. So I just moved you over so that you can see what's going on in here too, now, G.
Cool.
I
you go.
kind of thought he was up top too. I remember we talking about whether or not he could fit in the hole. I just couldn't remember that he went in the hole.
yeah, and
You could have said something. You could have spoken up, G.
Oh, I know. It's just Norak would have just been not probably saying much anyway. So
Sure. All right.
even when we're talking Vinny, you'd just be listening, going along with it.
yeah, kind of just listening to what Sarah's saying. So,
I want to ask her if she knows exactly what the Sword of Stolen Hours does.
She shivers a little bit, like you see, the kind of trembling in this ghostly shape. She says,
It does, as the name infers, it steals time.
So does it age you? Revert you back to a child?
No, I'm assuming steals life as in steals the hours you have left in life.
she nods.
Okay.
It was a punitive weapon.
That is comforting to know. And that's complete utter sarcasm.
You cut out for a bit. It does steal the hours that you have left.
She nodded when you said that, and she said it's a punitive weapon.
Ooh, okay.
Or it was a punitive weapon. It was an important artifact for them, apparently, before they gave it to him when they sealed her in.
Is there any way to counteract it other than not getting hit with it? I'm assuming.
She kind of shakes her head solemnly.
Great, this is gonna be fun.
Quick real. The reason that I asked if Pogo and Norak would have heard, baby. Norak, give me a. I guess perception check with advantage for Norak and a flat perception check for Pogo.
Hey, not bad. So I'm just up on the hole playing with Pinocchio, trying to
With
keep
that
an eye
grid.
out with that grid. Mm-hmm.
All right.
But I have no idea what else going on.
That wasn't with advantage, G. Go ahead and roll that again. There you go. That's better. Okay.
I held it down and it didn't work. Maybe I didn't hold it down hard enough. Though.
So I'm not sure. I might still have to because the new, well, it's not new, but the other module that I'm using instead, it's called MIDI QOL. We used to use one called Better Rolls, but Better Rolls is having some problems, so I'm trying this new one out, and I may not have it, all the configuration options set the way that they ought to be. So, you might have to do it elsewise, or I might have to set the hotkeys for it still. Pogo and Norak both. As Sarah and Arteme are having this conversation back and forth, Sarah is translating bits and pieces, translating in any ways, and they're kind of focused on the task at hand, while the two of you, since you're not really getting the conversation, the full thing, and you're not really, you're only hearing bits, you're only hearing parts of it, basically. To both of you, something kind of stood out that she said, and I'm gonna go ahead and type it to the both of you here.
Whisper. In Foundry or in Discord?
In Foundry. There you go. There you go. I would definitely say that the reason that, so it would have been with advantage for Pogo too, except that he's outside, so it wouldn't, maybe not have caught all that, but. All right. So anyway, so the conversation's still continuing. Then she does not seem optimistic about dealing with the with that threat.
Exactly
Okay.
how far are we from where we need to be?
From so she kind of lifts her claw up and points upward.
She's up there.
So just this last door to go through, or do we have multiple doors?
I was never allowed into the temple. My fate was to be out here exposed, where my sarcophagus would be ever annoyed by the elements and the occasional interloper. So I haven't seen inside. I don't know for sure. I can tell you that I can still feel her up there.
Okay.
Hey, Ekrid, do you hear anything that they're talking about down there?
He kind of squints a little bit. Like you see his jaw set. Doesn't reply, looking at you.
Just curious.
All right. Do we have any other questions we need to ask her before we get to this?
When they say it's a punitive weapon that steals life, does it kill you or just age you to the end of your life? Well, okay, if you're being punished, death isn't necessarily a punishment because there's worse fates than death, so being aged and having your life stolen from you is a worse punishment than being killed by a sword.
True, I think I'd rather be dead than like 110.
See? It's a valid question!
I'll ask her if she knows how the sword does it, if it actually kills you or just steals.
It was a famous relic of our people, and the myths that surrounded it always said that it would age them past the point of a natural death. But I don't know that that's corroborated.
So if it ages them past the point of a possible death, are they still alive or are they like dead? They're just extremely old, past when they should have been alive.
Our people don't experience the natural death that you're speaking of.
Right, because they turn into tyrants.
So I'll go ahead and tell you that from what you've gathered from this conversation already, the tyrant. So her mother, she it was her responsibility to have killed her mother, the matron, before she became a tyrant. So they reach a stage. You guys had seen the kind of aging chart for them, right? They reach a stage where after this stage of where she is, because she's dead, of course, too. When they start to become a little more monstrous, and if they're not dealt with, then they will eventually evolve into tyrants. And because she didn't do it, it was her curse is to be stuck here. Not inside the temple where she could essentially be sleeping and resting forever, because the spirits that are inside the temple only get awoken if the Lord wakes them up, which is what you guys have seen. But for her, she's constantly, awoken by, the wind and the rain and people climbing up here and trying to rob her tomb and so on.
Okay, so I guess let's get going and try to avoid as much as possible Tabai.
Yep.
Question for her. So the rest of her brethren, are they essentially mindless without the Isco Lord waking them up and telling them what to do, or can they act on their own once they're awakened?
If they're awake there themselves, assuming they still keep their minds.
Okay.
But who knows what the millennia have done to them? They may have gone just as mad as she did.
Yeah, that just answered my question, because I was wondering if maybe the Isco Lord had ordered them to steal it. But if they can do stuff on their own, then... Alright. So
what are you doing?
Out of here?
Yeah, we're gonna go back up.
Okay. Then are you going outside, or are you going back up to where your rope is and climbing up?
Back to where the rope is.
Okay. Then you make your way back up there, climbing back up the rope again. This is below your passive. I'll go ahead and move you back up to that floor.
I want to.
Well, that took you long enough.
Before we leave.
Wanna what, Sarah?
I just want to tell her thank you before we leave.
She doesn't reply. Okay, she doesn't reply. She just kind of she's still staring somewhat transfixed at your backpack. Like there's the subtlest of nods, but that's it.
I promise I'll take good care of them until we get them buried.
Oh, I'm gonna ask Sarah if she wants like a tree or some kind of marker placed, because I could grow a small tree to protect her bones from the elements.
I'll ask.
I'm not concerned with it. I'll cease existing once it's done.
Are you guys just going
But I
to make
appreciate
like
the
a new
offer.
home down there?
Okay.
Is it
No,
like
just-
a
Are there
rental?
any specific burial rites that we need to do before burying her bones?
I lost caring about that millennia ago.
Okay. I just
I'm gonna
didn't want
nod.
to be disrespectful.
Yeah, I'm gonna nod my thanks. Kind of weird burying and asking about burial rights to a race that enslaved us. My people, anyway.
Well, I'll say though that a lot of that was very revealing for Arteme because while the Isilquendi, the elves, believed that the Iskil were not just enslavers but literally ate the elves, the very primitive elves of the time. They didn't necessarily realize the kind of hierarchy that occurred between the species, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It was basically just assumed that it was essentially all of them, and they're still, the primitive elves were still enslaved anyway by the normal Iskil too. So it's not, like they were all good or anything.
No, but not one race is fully evil or fully good either. So it's just nice to actually see a different side of it.
Well, she did have something very important to gain from you all, where it could stop an eternity of being, woken up constantly by storms outside and shit.
That is
Not being able to
true.
leave or do anything
Super
else.
helpful.
Which is another
Right, so
form
you
of
guys have climbed back up
enslavement.
through the hole. You climb back up through there. Pogo complains about you guys, building a house down there or something. Ekrid, looking suspicious, I guess I'd say, of the conversation you've had. He says, "So, what have you learned? Are we able to continue on our way?"
Oh, you're gone for so long.
Yeah, well, sometimes it helps not to attack the first ghost that pops up. She actually gave us the code to get in through the door.
Ekrid's jaw drops. He kind of he's immediately tense and surprised, and starts walking over towards the door.
All right. Well, Ekrid.
Can I run an insight check on him to see if he was expecting me to say something different? Like if he thought the ghost knew something that she shouldn't have and told us?
Go ahead.
Can I try too, even though my insight check is going to be horrible?
Yeah, go ahead. The two of you, because you guys, or you guys had the conversation. So,
Yeah.
Noah technically could too, because he was in the room as well, even though Ben didn't say anything.
As he
Yeah,
as he
I was just gonna say I wasn't
runs
sure what
as
they
he
were.
runs up
Okay.
there, I'm going to if he's out of earshot, I'm gonna go up to Norok and the other people in the group, and I'm gonna whisper, "Were you guys talking about something about vast wealth? Is that what I heard? Did I
Yeah.
overhear that being said?"
Tabai was buried with as well. Excuse me.
Yeah.
That's what she said.
Do you
That's
think
what Sarah
that?
Karen said.
Do you think maybe this has been a plan? Like Ekrid wanted to get this money for himself? I mean, they are aren't they just kind of, terrorists, bandits, maybe looking
Arteme,
to fund a war?
Pogo, are you whispering
I'm
this to just
whispering
Norok?
this- Well, I'm whispering it to the group. If
Okay,
we're
all right,
in
because
a general
Ekrid's far
area.
enough away, especially with the wind, the howl of the wind, that as long as if you're saying it loud enough for
Yeah,
for
I
you
was
guys
doing
to
it
hear.
Just I wasn't going to do it while he was around, but I wanted to talk to the group about what
Okay.
that was all about for that part of the conversation.
Arteme, you definitely know that the Iskil tombs, part of the reason that they're so frequently raided is that they're always filled to the ceiling with immense amounts of gold, solid gold, all over the place. These guys, they're really where most of the gold supply for certainly this region of the world came from, is that the Iskil had mined it. And then these tombs get raided, and it gets, broken down into coins and shit like that. Anyway, so there's no surprise that an Iskil tomb that nobody's been able to get further into, would presumably still have shit tons of money hidden somewhere in here, yes.
Okay, so maybe their plan wasn't necessarily to sell the chorus, but to try and get in here with it, to be able to get the stores of gold from here, then sell the chorus, which would fund their war. I don't know.
I don't
But-
know either. I'm going to message everybody so that way no one can hear us.
Mm-hmm.
Honest question here, guys. Do we really need Ekrid right now? I mean, has he really put forth a lot of effort to help us? Do we need him to get the Wood Sage's chorus back? Because if not, maybe we should just kill him here.
Christ,
I have to agree.
He's a man after all.
I have to agree.
He's a human. He's a human.
Now, Pogo,
But he's an elf being. I mean,
He's an elf being.
Is that
Okay.
Do we have a reason? Like,
I'm gonna cut you off right there and tell him that he would kill every one of us without even hesitating, thinking about it, regretting it, or really
Or the fact
caring, because
that he-
we don't agree with his beliefs or believe his beliefs.
that, and he's
Alright.
probably trying to use us to get to the Wood Sage's chorus so he can get it back and whatever gold or whatever is in there.
So
Sarah,
he might try and kill us.
Yeah, exactly. So Sarah, while you're saying that, you guys are communicating back and forth with message. Remember, message can't go to everybody, so you're communicating
so
back and
I'm-
forth between one person at a time. But as you're, sending that last one, Eckert has recrossed the bridge. Are we ready to go?
yeah, let's go ahead and let's just make this happen, guys. Come on.
Sure.
Shit. Okay.
All right.
So we're. Yeah.
I'm gonna just walk up on this bridge as we go across, and then when we get, let me give me one
Where
second.
is he?
I'm going to stand next to Eckerd, and while we cross the bridge, and I'm going to.
He's over by you. He's standing by the hole.
Yeah.
He's moved out to the side of
But-
the bridge.
As we cross the bridge, I'm going to stand next to him, and when we get halfway across the bridge, I'm going to cast Thunder Wave at first
Well,
level to
so-
knock him off the bridge.
Well, roll back a little bit because he's not crossing the bridge with you. At least not yet.
Oh,
He's
okay.
still just standing there.
Well,
So-
that's Pogo's plan. I just
Okay.
did this before we start moving
Okay.
the tokens.
All right, so Pogo's
now looks like
thinking that if he
but
gets the
I haven't
opportunity-
told anyone. But I haven't
Okay.
told anyone. So if anyone
Okay.
else gets in the way or walks, but if there's a moment, I'm just going to cast it to knock him off the bridge.
Okay, I'm just gonna relay through a message to Sarah that since I'm normally the one putting the keys in the door, I'm not gonna change that pattern, but I would prefer to just go up behind him and just sever his spinal cord, quick, easy, painless.
Okay.
I don't think that's how it's going to work, but okay.
Okay, I'm sorry, but painful deaths,
So
not always my thing.
specifically. Go ahead.
I'm going to message Arteme. Why don't you go first, like you're going to put the keys in, and we'll have Norok behind him to do just that, and then hopefully Pogo can knock his body off, and I'll hit him with something as he's going down.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and tell you guys real quick that
We don't
he
have this all
walked back
planned.
over here. He walked over here. I would say that this would be below passive, that he was already looking suspicious, and he walked over here and is standing here waiting for you all after saying, "Are you guys ready to go?" And then you guys keep having this conversation back and forth
we're
via
not.
message about how. I know, but you're having it via message while he's standing there just looking at you all, looking like you're obviously, okay. All four of you give me.
He's experienced message, so he knows that we're talking.
Yeah, and all four
No,
of you
something
give me.
That was a really interesting story about that lady down in the hole, guys.
I'm
He's
gonna be.
standing here for long enough while you guys keep sending message back and forth. He's definitely extremely suspicious by now. All four
Well,
of you. all
while
four
we're
of you
having
make
the conversation, I'm sorting out the discs because we need specific discs, so I'm sorting out the ones we need and putting them in order. So I'm not doing nothing.
All right, that's still. I would say that you can make a charisma check with just a flat charisma check, Arteme. Everybody, the rest of you, make charisma checks with disadvantage.
Then I'm gonna start walking towards the door. Yay! I didn't roll horribly again.
Yeah.
So I got a 9.
The door and start putting them in. Okay, so I'm putting.
Well, see, if I had just started walking with him earlier, like I'd try to get everyone to go, just come on, man.
But he wasn't walking. He was waiting for you all. One from Norok still, and one from Sarah
Still not
still.
working. When I click on my checks, it's not working.
Update Chrome G. I'll run it for you.
One on the left side of Chrome, not working.
Yeah, it'd
Can
be.
you at least see the screen this time?
Okay. Yeah, everything's working.
All right, well, I just rolled it for you. You got a 4 total. But update Chrome, G. So click top right corner, click those 3 dots. Go down to Help. And then About Google Chrome. And then check for update. Or whatever, update button, something like that. Becky, are you rolling yours? Becky?
She might have cut out. I heard her cuss. So.
Oh, that's probably why it wasn't. You heard her cuss. Yeah, that's probably why yours wasn't working then, 2G. Is if you guys, well, I guess because you sound fine, so I was gonna say maybe it's network, but
You guys hear me now?
yep.
Yeah.
Alright. It kicked me out of Foundry, so it's reloading. Hang on.
Okay.
Could have just walked across the bridge with them. We could have started walking up, and everyone else could have stayed there chit-chatting.
Well, you guys all
Everyone
stand
just
around
taking way too
plotting
much
the death
time.
of someone. Yeah.
Pogo doesn't like to plot. He just likes to do. He's a doer.
That's for sure. Doesn't think it through necessarily every time.
In fact, is he standing like on the map, basically where he's at?
Yeah, he's standing over by the hole.
Is there enough room for me to get south of him without falling in the hole, or is he like around the edge of the hole?
Yeah, he's pretty much on the edge. Like,
Okay.
yeah, I mean, if you
That's fine.
were to try to do it there, you wouldn't be able to get an angle on it.
I
Really.
get it. I'm trying
Okay.
to blow that guy off the cliff, but no one's working fast enough to get this guy.
All right.
I'm trying to blow him faster.
Is that Leah? All right, with a 4 from Norok, you guys actually rolled pretty good. He definitely still seems like extremely suspicious and is kind of backing away a little bit. Whoops. There we go. Just trying to fix the facing thing. Backing away a little bit, and is he just standing back a bit? Are we ready to go finally?
I'm already putting the keys into the door. So I'm putting triangle, the square with like the line in it, the disc, the just square, and then the triangle with the 3 prongs.
All right. As you put the 5th one in, the door starts to slowly lower.
Okay, I'll grab them back out again.
Okay.
I will start heading across. You guys coming?
We're going, right? Is everyone ready?
Yeah, she's got the door open. Let's go.
Give me a Pogo. Are you staring? Well, I guess you were looking at him. Are you staring? Okay.
No. I was just over here. I just didn't change my token position.
No problem.
I'm just gonna go ahead and walk up to the door.
I'm gonna dismount Sarah from the broom real quick. 1 second. Hold still for a sec, Becky.
That
So
went a
you'll go
little
back to
farther
normal.
than I thought. Where is it going?
There you go. All right. Then I'll dismount you off the broom.
No.
I'm going to tell you though, as soon as you are. Let me undo that. There we go. Oh. Well, that sucks. Maybe the add-on doesn't let you dismount. It might be broken right now. That's
There we
fine.
go.
I'll just manually do it for now. And we'll kill the broom. As soon as you are back or as soon as you start to pass through there, the broom starts to shiver again.
Yeah, I'm just gonna put it over my shoulder. I haven't gone through the door yet.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm waiting at the edge of the door. I want to see what's inside.
All right. What is Nork doing?
I'm reloading Chrome. So
Yeah, but what is your character doing?
What's Norak doing? Norak is reloading Chrome.
yeah.
You heard him.
I was actually before I
How
even
far away?
knew
If
that they were
Eckerd is,
Hang on, Justin. Justin, hang on. What? Doing what, G?
I was just going to say, Norak was going to go behind everybody else anyway, because I usually do. So that's where I was going to be, is just walking last behind everybody over the bridge.
Okay.
So I guess just waiting while Artemis was in the door thing. So.
Okay. Is there anybody still looking backwards, I guess is how I'll say this.
I'm gonna probably have my back against here at the door, so I'm covering, not looking straight
Okay.
backwards, but like sideways.
You
I like to keep
see...
my back against the
I'm
door.
inside the room, but looking outside the door.
Okay. As soon as the door hits the floor, as you've seen for all of the exterior doors so far, it immediately starts to lift back up and raise up again, like it's going to reseal. Nor Pogo, you'd be the only one to see this. Here, I'll move you back, G. Did it reload for you now? Are you able to? Okay, cool. All right.
Yep.
So it starts to go back up then. What are you guys doing?
Where's Eckerd?
The door is going back up. What are you guys doing in regards to that? Eckerd is on the bridge. All right. Then as soon as you guys step inside, Pogo's still looking through. I'm gonna go ahead and I'll move you in with Pinocchio. As soon as you guys have stepped over, Arteme grabbing the discs off of the door. Arteme and Pogo, anybody that's looking southward anyways, would see Ekrid crossing the bridge, coming in your direction, and he pulls something out of a pocket, slips it over a finger, and he disappears.
A neat trick. I'm going to pull out my Gem of Seeing and use that to see what I can see immediately.
Okay. Give me...
Mark that off.
Give me perception check with disadvantage.
That's gonna be real low. Is it shift or control?
Control for disadvantage.
Nope. Nope. Oh.
And drop the natural 20.
Yeah.
Dropped a natural 20. With a 9, you saw, just as you pull it up over your eye for just a brief moment, you see a flash of Ekrid leap off the side of the bridge over to the side of the cliff.
He just fucking jumped off the side of the bridge, guys.
So jumped off the side of the cliff and then to the wall. He didn't jump off like down towards the river. He jumped off the side of the bridge
off to
the wall. Yeah,
like scale
to start. Yeah, exactly. It looks like he's going to try to climb the wall.
All right. Well, I think you might be just trying to climb the wall. So, I mean, honestly, I'm gonna wait till the door closes.
Okay.
And honestly, guys, I mean, worst case scenario, he might, if he runs off, like, as long as he doesn't get the treasure we're after. He's invisible, by the way, just so you know. He put something on, or he did something, and he went flula, and then it just disappeared. And I just saw a flash move to the side with this neat little item I have.
Yeah, but is he trying to beat us there?
I don't know. What do you guys know? Because he seemed like he was been kind of iffy this whole time. But I mean, I checked earlier, a long time when we first met him, and he seemed like he was at least just trying to get that item back. It wasn't trying to hurt us or anything, but he wanted that item.
Hang on, does your Gem of Seeing not require attunement? Because you attuned your hat.
I've got my hat and my
but I thought you switched out the gem for the hat. It does require attunement, so you can't have used the gem.
All right, never mind. I didn't see shit. Just
kidding. Right, so I'll put the
I
slot
saw him disappear is what I saw.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pull out my rapier instead and start sliding around. Where did you go? As the door's going up. Are you here? Fuck, guys, I think he might not be a good guy because he disappeared. He's been being all sketchy.
So that means you guys need to disregard, of course, that you did not see that he jumped off and started to climb the wall. Yeah, but you are now inside. You saw him disappear, walking towards you on the bridge, and now the door has sealed. You are all standing just inside of the doorway in this, what looks like a very large chamber. Like, it goes back a long ways, 150 feet, maybe not quite that far. Let's see. Goes back 120 feet, 125 feet to the north wall, similar distance to the west, and there is a statue to the west that it's pretty dark in here. Arteme, did you put your regular light back up on your wall?
Yeah, I would put my light on.
All right, let me turn that on.
Oh, finally I can see.
Sarah can see through it all the way. To the west is a very large, scary looking statue. Looks like a tyrant by the image. And then there are a bunch of these. They look like they're supposed to have been burial alcoves, essentially, kind of the way that the Nords do it. Do you guys know what I'm talking about?
Not entirely.
Like a burial chamber.
Like little alcoves in the walls where bodies would be, like mummified bodies would be buried. They're all over the place.
Yeah. It's like bunk beds just for bodies.
Yeah, exactly that.
I'm relogging because for some reason I can't move at all.
Okay.
All right, guys. So what's the game plan? Is there anything else we need to know? Like, how close are we to killing and finding this big thing?
We don't know, other than the fact that we're close, because she wasn't allowed to come in here.
Right.
We don't have to kill it, we just need to get the... Okay, this is a very rough sketch of the numbering system.
Good job, Fox.
I'm just like, okay, how do I share this? And then I'm just like, here we go. This is a very rough sketch of the numbering system. The numbers aren't quite aligned.
Supposed to be the five-sided
Yeah, so she took a pentagon. When I
So-
told her a pentagon, I said a house shape, and
Yeah.
she took that literally. So it's a house shape with 2 lines in it.
I like
it still
it.
works.
I like
it's
it.
still
I like that it's got
still
a
right.
roof.
Yeah,
It's a pentagon that has a little eave over the.
there
edge
you
of
go.
it.
Yeah.
Sorry, it was the easiest way of me putting it down in my notes. So when I
Hey,
did it,
it
I just
totally
didn't
works,
grab the
yeah.
pentagon. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it totally works. Your 8-sided dice is actually a hexagon. It's a 6-sided instead of an octagon. But I know what you intended there. Like the shape that you drew, that's a 6-sided, not an 8-sided.
Yeah, I could find the 8-sided one in the paint thing.
Oh, good.
So pretty much
Okay.
we have to get past the Iskil Lord, who has a sword that is called the Sword of Stolen Hours.
Isn't that the bad guy? Isn't that the main bad guy? Is that
The
not?
Iskil Lord, that's not the tyrant. No,
Oh,
that's
Christ.
the guy that was throwing stuff downstairs, looking for the keys.
Are you sure your big bad dog guy didn't get to him through the walls?
Yeah.
Remember, you sent Cheyenne after him, remember?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Alright, so-
no, she just kind of disappeared. I didn't. It didn't feel like she killed him. Disappeared.
Fuck. Well, all right. I mean, I guess we should probably hurry. Are we? I suppose maybe. I mean, is this other guy even going to be able to get in the chamber? You think? I doubt it. He's going to be locked outside if he didn't come in here with us.
Which is perfectly fine, because as long as we get the sages or wood sages chorus and we're ready in case he tries to ambush us on the way out, we should be okay.
I say
Because-
if we do get it, we just fucking rest. We get it, we rest in that nice little treehouse that you can make. It's a lovely spot. If we back there on the other side of that bridge, we can see the entire island. We can relax under the stars. I say we do that.
I have a question.
Mhm.
If we use the tree house, can we use the teleportation thing in the treehouse? Is there enough space to draw it
Circle?
out, or do I have to do it on the floor?
I don't know if there's enough space.
You have to draw it on the. It has to be on a flat surface, and it has to be a 10-foot circle.
Damn it. Okay.
Yeah, not quite enough room inside of the treehouse.
I mean, we could just do it. After the treehouse, we could just do it on the ground the next morning.
Wait,
mean,
how
if-
big is the treehouse?
It's about 10 feet. The circle
it's
is, or the treehouse is about a 10-foot bubble diameter. But imagine a tree where you just took all like a child drawing a tree, where you took all the leaves off. So it's not an even surface, and it's not really a 10-foot diameter. It's more like people are kind of laying on branches here and there.
Oh, it says a 10-foot radius. Immobile dome. But it's like a dome created by a tree.
I probably
That
didn't
radius
edit
was
that because that.
probably supposed to be circumference.
I think that's actually so. I
10-foot radius
modified.
is fucking huge.
Yeah, well, it's a good sized room. It's a living room size type thing. But for a 20-foot, 20-foot by 20-foot room. But it's when I made the spell originally in Fantasy Grounds, I probably edited it because what I did is that's actually the tiny hut spell, and I made a druidy version of it, and I probably didn't edit the spell description back down to 10 feet.
Okay.
Yeah, it's meant to be cozy but pretty small. Like Norak takes up a good bit of it.
Oh yeah, no, because it says a 10-foot radius immobile dome of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I know for sure that's the unedited one because when I edited yours, I made it a sphere instead so that it would cover the bottom of the tree as well.
Right.
So
Okay.
that's the unedited version.
Okay.
All right.
Anyways, though,
well, I can either save a 4th level spell slot, and it'll take us a minute to cast it to grab the course and just get the hell out. Or we can rest in the treehouse, and then in the morning I'll have a 4th level spell slot back. And
I want to go ahead and I want to point out something real quick too. So the end of last week, Arteme, you used your aunt's compass to locate the thing, and it's still a floor up from here.
Okay.
Sorry, Becky.
It's still floor up, and we're assuming there's no other way in.
Sarah flew up and saw that there's enough space. There's other entrances above you, or other holes, I guess, in the wall, like cave entrances. It seems like whether or not they're entrances inside the temple, you don't know. There's more slab doors, probably. You don't know. But above, all the way on the top, at the very, very top, is where that sacrificial table was that Sarah saw.
Okay. So we're just gonna have to be careful and try and keep an eye out for record. So stay on complete alert. Do not let your guard down.
Question: does it feel like, I'm asking Arteme, does it feel like the Wood Sage's chorus is like all the way up at the top where that sacrificial
Yeah,
slab
use
is?
your neat little.
Yeah, I'm gonna use the compass again to see.
Okay. All right. You use it again, and it lifts up slightly, and it feels like it's about 45 feet, very close, 45 feet northwest of you right now, up and to the northwest.
Okay,
Like
so
40,
yeah,
45 degrees up and only like maybe 45, 50 feet. So it's basically just right through the floor on the other side. Above you.
okay,
No,
so
really
it's
just-
not up. It doesn't. So it doesn't seem like it's up to the sacrificial thing, but it's above us.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so it's in between us and the
Does-
sacrificial.
Do we hear anything weird in here? Do
No.
I hear anything?
No, if anything, this is
Strange.
dead silent in here.
All right.
These statues, anything about?
No. They look just like all the others. They're not holding out any claws or anything of that sort. Sarah, in the alcove to your left, you see a big, a big brazier that is filled with like ancient petrified wood. It seems, and there's like a lens off the front of it. Like it looks like a glass lens. Arteme, the rest of you saw that same brazier over by where Sarah is, and the rest of those alcoves all look the same. Arteme, as close as you're getting now, you can see a pretty scary sight for you. Is that there's a statue of a tyrant straight ahead of you.
That's just peachy.
Yeah, and it's not life size. It's still huge, but very small compared to a real one.
Okay.
They are as
Right
all
there.
the art that you've seen, and yeah, exactly. You saw it there. They're generally like the depictions in Elven art and folklore. They are over 100 feet tall generally.
Okay. I'm also gonna grab, I guess, the lens from near the brazier. Is it like movable?
Put light behind it. See what happens if you put light.
The
behind
lens is actually affixed. It's part of the brazier. It's part of the big steel bowl or the metal bowl.
Okay. Can we
Put
light the
light through it,
brazier
see
on
what
fire?
Okay. You
Gonna burn
light.
this whole fucking place down.
Okay. You guys spark the petrified wood that's inside of it, and as soon as you do, there's kind of a very dim glow coming off of it, but light through the lens is beaming bright red and going out that direction.
Okay. I guess let's follow. Carefully.
And I am going to do some shadow animals with my hands.
Okay.
Are there any more braziers?
Not the. You look in all of those alcoves there, and you don't see any others there. No.
Is
Okay.
there
So
anything
this,
else interesting in those? Anything else you see?
is there anything at
statues
this dead
mostly.
end?
Statues.
Or
It's no. There's just a long, decayed away, wrapped body. Just like any of the other alcoves, it doesn't look special at all. Stop where you are, Arteme.
Are we following
so,
you, Arteme?
Arteme, move back to where you were just a second ago, one to the northwest. All right, so
Okay.
there you go. From right there, looking over to the east, your light is just enough to reveal that there looks like there's another brazier over there.
over where? Oh, okay.
To the
Okay.
east.
I see.
There you go. Yep.
Okay, so I'm gonna light this one.
Okay. What's Norak doing, G?
I am keeping, well, I guess not an eye out, but sorry, my microphone's up. Keeping not so much an eye out, but like ears to see if I hear any quiet footsteps.
Okay.
I'm not sure if Ecker
Hey.
might have stepped in. Well, actually,
Norak.
did Pogo say out loud that he saw him disappear?
I
Well,
saw him
Pogo
disappear,
didn't.
but I didn't.
Yeah,
see what it
sorry.
was.
Yeah, you guys saw him disappear, kind of looking like he was about to run towards the door, and
He
then
can
slipped
be
something on his finger and disappeared.
Fucking anywhere.
So,
Yeah,
are you staying?
And I'm just gonna stab at the air.
Hang on. One more time, G.
I was just going to say, yeah, if Norak knew that he had done something to go invisible, and yeah, I'm just going to be trying to use my perception to hear,
Okay.
not see, but try to listen for any possible movements.
Because of your sentinel buckler, give me perception check with advantage.
Okay. I have to
Okay.
know a little bit, so.
Okay.
Anything special about the statue?
No, it's a very large statue. You've seen, a couple of them here in this same facility, but it doesn't appear to be special at all. It's not holding a claws or anything of that sort. The other brazier, though, when you lit it, is emitting a bright blue beam of light through a lens, just like the other one.
Okay. Is there another brazier around here that I could see so far?
Not any. No, where the two of you are going, you haven't seen another one so far. Norok, you listening at the door, you're pretty certain that at least there's nobody like within earshot of you right now. Now, I will tell you though that you made very it was quite obvious to you that he was silent when he walked. He never made any sound at all when he walked.
Oh, yes, okay.
Which reminds me, if we find him and he does end up dying, we need to steal his shoes.
And his ring of invisibility, apparently.
Yeah, we need to loot that. We should have fucking killed him. Ugh. Christ.
That was my idea the whole time. Thank you very much.
You should have just acted on it. We'll follow you if you do it, but
Are
then
Norok
let
and
it go
Pogo
talk about it.
are
I'm
Norok
holding
and
onto
Pogo
his
stu-
leg while Pinocchio's hanging out right behind me.
But are you guys just stumbling around in the dark? Because neither of you can see.
I mean,
Okay.
yeah, I was
need
hanging
a
out with
second.
Norok, and then the ladies walked away, and now we're just stumbling around in the
Well, I mean, you
dark.
guys could. So I was gonna say, you guys can see that bright blue beam and that bright red beam, and that's about it. Like you can kind of walk through the dark.
Pinocchio he can't see. I'm like 90% sure you can't see.
Well, I mean, so upwards to the north, you can see Sarah and Arteme because they're emitting, enough light around them that you can see them further north. So you can keep moving towards them, as well as those, bright colored beams that you're seeing there.
Okay, I'm going to light this brazier, but while we were walking around, I'm going to message Arteme. Just be like, okay, so, because I don't know if Egret is in here with us. If we have to go by that sacrificial slab, I have a terrible feeling that it may be what we need to get through the last door is a sacrifice. We may want to watch out for Egret, because he may try to sacrifice one of us to get through it. I mean, I could be completely wrong. It's just a hunch. But, I mean, we might want to be extra careful once we get up there.
My eyes!
Yeah, I was going to say, so Sarah, as she's sending this message, sparks the brazier. Norok and Pogo, you were immediately blinded by a fucking yellow laser. right in your guys' eyes as she lights that, not knowing the direction that, the laser, that the lens would send the light. It seems to be going out that direction.
Sorry, I had to take a call. What was the message? I only heard part of it.
That I said?
Yes.
Oh,
Sorry, I don't know if you heard because I said I need a second because, yeah, I had to.
Oh. No, I didn't hear you, folks.
Either did I. So I was just saying that I have a feeling we're going to have to go by that sacrificial slab up there, and we may have to sacrifice something to get through the last door. I mean, I could be wrong.
Ugh, we should have
but
just climbed up there
we might.
before.
So we may want to watch out for Egret because he may want to try to sacrifice one of us to get through the door.
Okay.
Alright, so are these beams, touching anything specifically? Are they
No.
stopping anywhere?
Stopping when they hit a wall, that's about it. They don't seem to be, anything. The place that they're illuminating doesn't appear to be special in any way, as far as you can tell.
Okay, now that they're lit, can we, move the brazier at all or move the lens?
You grab the edge of it and try to pull it even slightly, and they are solid. They are not moving in the least. And the lens itself is literally a hole in the side of the bowl that is filled with a glass lens, and the glass is, stuck in place. It doesn't move or rotate or anything.
Okay.
Alright. Are there any, mirrors or any kind of, glass surface around here to reflect them off of?
Funny you should say that. Arteme, Arteme, standing in the doorway where you are now, you can see that inside that room there are looks like 6 as far as from there that you're seeing. Let me turn there we go, sorry. I had to turn your torch back on. You can see better now, right?
Yeah.
Okay. There are 6 large frames inside that room there.
Okay, and they kind of look like mirrors?
Yeah. They're polished. They're a large frame with a polished steel bowl inside of it. So they're not really a mirror. I just used mirrors for the token because I couldn't find exactly what I was describing. But imagine a steel kind of concave shape.
Okay.
In a like a frame.
So it's a reflective surface at the very least.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay. I guess I'm going to call out. I found the reflective surfaces. Now we just need to figure out where to put them, I guess.
All right. I will.
Did you guys leave Norak behind again? Norak and
I-
Pogo, they keep leaving you guys in the dark.
Okay, I thought they were following. I'm sorry.
I thought they were too. I don't know where Arteme
Yeah.
went.
Oh, back
Arteme-
towards.
Well, yeah, you hear her voice to the northwest.
Yeah.
Echoing
And
in
I am
place.
literally just on Norak, so I'm hiding in his shadow, hanging out with him, whispering to him that this is taking forever. What's going on with all these lights, guys?
We need to reflect them to, I guess, maybe figure out the code for the next door. Oh, right. I should investigate this door while we're at it.
What door?
This one over here.
Slab over there. Okay, I wasn't sure if you'd seen that. So that slab, you approach it using the, with the ceramic objects, and you don't see any response to it. But there is a very small, about probably 2-inch diameter lens in the door.
Okay, so we need to try
In
and
the
get.
center of the door.
Okay, so we need to bounce the lights onto this door to be able to get through.
So all three need to hit the door.
Yes.
So just rotate them, I suppose.
You can't rotate them, but I did find the reflective things that we're going to need to use.
All right, I'll take one.
Okay, so there's 6, and
Oh.
I guess we'll each take 2-ish.
So how many lights we have?
They're
Oh,
big. They're pogo sized.
Oh Christ!
Okay, so
Just have Norak move.
They're
them
big
all
steel
for us.
bowls. They're giant
No,
steel
Rock.
bowls.
Norak, I'll
Would
help
you mind
adjust the
carrying them?
reflecting Here. What are you carrying? 6 giant 3.5-foot steel bowls by yourself?
I'm gonna grab one at the very least.
Tell you
And
what,
yeah.
Norak, you grab them. I'll help you
Get away.
align them.
All right.
All right, so they are actor items. I don't know if you guys have ownership. Try grabbing one and dragging it and see if it lets you move it.
I don't even see them.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Oh,
All
I
right,
see
so
one.
yeah, so go ahead and put them where you're going to. Not everybody at once because I have to set up the lights for them and stuff. But go ahead and tell me where you're going to put these.
I put one over by the yellow where it's going.
Okay,
I'm gonna
so
put-
at the end of its. Okay.
Yeah, at the end of it,
Well,
I'm gonna put
it's
one at
not-
the end of blue.
Put it at the end. You got to put it in the middle so it shines
Yeah,
down
sure.
this hallway, and then we put another one here to shine on that door. If you put it at the end, you're not going to get it. Oh well, actually, now that I see there's a hallway underneath, maybe you just get it to shine into this hallway.
I'm putting it to the end and then angling it towards like the door, if that makes sense.
Well, it's not gonna
It's
hit
just
the
I can't.
door. It can hit the hallway in between, and you could use another mirror to then angle it straight up.
Just trying to get them into position. We'll angle them properly after. Okay.
All right, I'm just gonna hang out with Norak.
All right, for that one right there, light would be beaming off that way.
Okay, that's perfect. Actually, that's
I'll
what I
tell
was
you.
trying to do.
I'll tell you too that the bowl shapes, the best you can get is about a 45-degree angle. So if the
Okay.
light's coming in from one side, you can only reflect it about 45 degrees in the other direction.
Can I stop getting the attempted token moving collides with blah 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 error? Every time I try and move.
If you guys tell me where you wanted them to go, I can move them.
Okay, I'm
But you
putting
have a
the-
limited number. You have 6 of them total.
So each light needs 2.
Not necessarily, because if we get the one from the blue one to bounce off the one from the yellow one, we could just use like the 2 to get them. Okay, so I have one at the end of red, I have one at the end of blue, and I have one at the end of yellow, which is moving it to the left, which is what I want.
Well,
I have
okay, so
one
I didn't
near
see
the
the others.
blue.
That's why I wanted to do these, one at a time because I can't.
Oh,
Sorry. All right, so you've got yellow going north then too. Is that what you're trying to do at the door?
Yeah, towards like the slab
Like
door.
that.
Yes. So I put one there. I put one at the end of blue, angling it towards the door. So blue's already at the door, and then I put one at the end of red. So we still have 2 more. Yeah, we still have 2 more.
You probably can just barely get the blue past the yellow, because remember the bowls themselves take up space. So the blue has to, like the blue trying to pass the yellow is, I'll say that it can just barely make it past that, because the yellow bowl, the bowl that you have right here, is potentially blocking that light a little bit.
Okay. We'll try that, and then I have one at the end of red. I can see the lights intermittently, but it's pretty dark in here, so I'm not really sure how this is working.
I mean, you can move around and see them, but you have 1, 2, 3, and 4 here, looks like. Okay.
Yeah, I have 4 placed, so that means 2 more. So I placed one near the end of the red.
All right. About yay. There you go.
Alright.
Like that.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Now what?
Now it's just to figure out how to get those 2 to the door. 2 more mirrors.
Now that you're from the north side there, Arteme, the statue, you can see that the statue to the south of you is locked in place, but you can see a bit of mechanical gearing that is, it's not moving or anything like that, but you can see a mechanical gear around the knee of the tyrant statue to the south that is, solid. It looks like it's not moving, but it seems like it's supposed to be able to.
Okay, that's kind of disconcerting. I'm gonna call out saying there's some kind of mechanism with this, so maybe you have to put the light on the Isco tyrant instead of the door? Or maybe that's just the mechanism once you get the light onto the door.
Well, what's going on? I mean, aren't we just trying to get the light to shine on the door?
Yeah, that's step 1, but then we're not sure what goes after that.
How about we do step 1 and then we can see what happens after step 1? Unless you think it's going to hurt us to do step 1 without knowing what step 2 is.
Sarah just let
That
it
might be
go
the
and walk
case.
in the dark again.
Yeah.
That might be the case.
Luckily,
Okay.
I'm right next to Norok, so I can
Do
feel
neither of you-
his warmth.
Do neither of you have a torch or anything?
Nope, that's on my list of things to buy, including oil,
Yeah.
some explosives, some wooden sticks, some nails,
Before I walk
strings,
away
some
from them, I'll
alcohol,
hand them a
bandages.
torch. I have one.
Okay. All right, then we'll say that Norik's holding a torch. Since you guys are
I'll be right
just
back.
stumbling around in the dark.
There
Right,
we
folks.
go. Thank you, Norok, turning a torch on.
Want to investigate the statue since she pointed out that there's a mechanism somewhere and see
Okay.
what I can figure out.
Give me an investigation check.
Oh,
Yeah, it's fine. You see the gear that she was describing. Basically, where the knee is, the left knee there, the stone has cracked and broken away. Maybe with some of the eons of seismic activity, and there's gears inside. It's clear that the joints are supposed to articulate for this thing, but there's enough sediment and stuff stuck inside the gear, like the teeth to the gears, that it's not spinning. It's not moving. It seems like it's stuck.
okay, but it is supposed to. It's not like it comes alive, but it is supposed to in order to open the door.
Give me an insight check. I would say with advantage. Just Sarah.
Okay. Why did it not? Okay. So
Did
it
it-
won't let me roll with advantage, but it'll let me roll with disadvantage.
Oh, then maybe I have the hotkey set wrong.
So I'll just roll it again. All right.
Okay. So in that case, then, looking at it, you gather that you may have lucked out. Kind of like where the sliding puzzle was already done for you, and then the mechanism had broken and the door was still open, or still unlocked rather. You get the impression that this thing is probably supposed to be, a deterrent. So it's supposed to be storming through here, and whether it's, attacking or something, you don't know. But it definitely looks deadly, and that it's not moving is good.
Hey, Norok, do you think the other guys have already gotten the thing while we're playing around with mirrors?
Yeah, probably. He's probably already got it and out of this place by now.
So what are you guys doing?
I'll go
How many-
start adjusting one of the mirrors. See, well, no, because I don't feel like going fucking around in the dark.
I'll go with him.
Let's go set up some mirrors, Norok.
So there's two left. You guys know that there are two left that are still over there by the up north a little bit, Pogo. There's two mirrors left right there.
So we're gonna take one and we're gonna adjust it on the yellow light to hit the door.
The yellow light and the blue light. The yellow light and the blue light both are already pointed at the door now.
Oh, okay.
The red one is the only one that's left. That looks like it would need to go into that lens.
I don't even think I know what fucking door we're talking about.
The door is to the northwest. You're almost there. Looking over your right shoulder, you'd see the light. Yeah, the light hitting the lens right there. There you
yeah,
go.
I wasn't even close. We hadn't gotten this far. So let's grab one of those mirrors, Norok, and just move it down here. Hey,
I'll move it for you. Where are you putting it?
I'm gonna put it right next to our friend
Arteme?
Arteme down here. Hey, how's it
Okay.
going, Arteme? And we're going to just angle it up to the mirror that's right by the blue lights and see if that reflects up. So see if we might not need them all.
It won't.
Okay.
The bowl. So the bowls are all at best you can get about a 45-degree angle out of them.
All right, so we're gonna shine it straight up.
Straight north.
Yeah, sure. And then we'll go ahead and past the yellow light where it hits on this far wall right here. We'll set up the last one to shine it back at the mirror over here.
Shining it at the near the yellow. Okay.
Well,
All right.
the problem is that bowl then is going to have. It's not
No,
gonna
that's
have
that would be the
color
right
light,
angle.
but-
Well,
I mean, yeah, but once you have a red light mixed with the yellow light, then we're going to end up with like a green light or orange light. I
I
don't know
don't
if that'll
think
work.
it matters.
I don't know how magical light works. Is that going to be okay? It's going to be all weird looking.
it's more of a chartreuse.
Yeah,
Well, it's worth
I
a
remember
shot.
when I don't know a lot, but if you mix two color alcohols together, then it combines them to make another color alcohol.
I'm gonna go ahead and tell you as soon as you, Norok, you drag the last mirror into place. Actually, real quick before anything else, is Fox back? All right, we'll give it a second until Fox is back.
Next time we just need to bring dynamite everywhere we go. Fucking fill that bag with some explosives. We'll get some from the crazy dragon flying ladies on their little dragonflies.
The
And
shell.
we'll just blow holes. Yeah, and some pickaxes and some dynamite, and we'll just go in from the top down next time. Just drill a hole in this fucking place.
All right, Norok. Then I'm gonna go ahead and move UG because you would have to be dragging the last mirror into place because Pogo can't. So, assuming you're doing that.
I just realized something. Are we sure that this thing's even here? Was it that one elf guy? Was he the only one telling us that this is where it is, or do we have someone else telling us that this is where that artifact even is?
Well, Artemis the one that has the
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Thing.
Mama's necklace. I forgot about Grandmommy's
grandma's.
necklace there.
This one's
Mima's-
technically her aunt.
Mima's
Her
necklace
grandma
of
made it,
Mima.
but yeah. Necklace of Mima.
While this is happening, I'm keeping an eye out on the floor to see if there's any like dust moving from an invisible person following us.
Give me a perception check with disadvantage.
Yeah, I spent-
Actually, with you because you can see in the dark, it'll be or at a normal roll.
I was going to say, all I can do is keep my sword in melee range around me.
Yeah, you're not seeing footprints or anything of that sort. There is a lot of dust, but the only footprints you're seeing appear to be your own. The group of you, anyway.
Yeah.
Come on, Fox. All right. Well, because I don't want to keep waiting here too long. I'm going to go ahead and say that I moved you guys into place that makes sense for where you guys would probably be. Pogo, would you be about there?
I'd be hiding right behind Norak after that last mirror was set up.
Okay. All right. Then I'll go ahead and move you up to with Norak.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Norak, you pull the last mirror in place. Pull my little rainbow light up here. Oops. Oh, damn it, I had a different track to play there. That's all right, though. All right, then as soon as the last mirror is in place in Norak, you have to kind of tilt it just enough to get the light to shine into the lens in the door, and the door begins to... Oh, Fox just got disconnected, too.
No.
As soon as the lens is shining, or as soon as the rainbow of light is shining into the lens there, the door begins to slowly lower, and it's pitch black behind it, but it's kind of illuminated by this rainbow of light that's coming in through there. Not to mention your guys' own light that's spilling it, but otherwise it would be pitch black inside. And the door slowly lowers down until it gets. Go ahead and reveal that. Here we go. Until it gets low enough to the floor that you can actually see. Let me disable these for simplicity's sake. That you can see laying on the ground inside the room there. Well, here, just for there. On the stone floor is just a massive black-bladed, rusty, like extremely old greatsword laying on the floor.
Does it look like it's a trap?
Well, you wouldn't necessarily have time enough to necessarily gather if it's a trap or not, because as you're watching, you see a ghostly reptilian hand come up through the floor and then wrap its claws around the hilt of the greatsword. Yep. And this reptilian arm rises up through the floor, grasping the hilt, and then the arm and the shoulder, and then as the head lifts up through the stone, the massive blade is lifting up with it until this hulking, terrifying visage of the Iskil Lord floats slowly in your direction, dragging this heavy black blade along the stone behind him.
Vicious mockery. I see that coming out of the fucking ground. Vicious mockery.
Yeah. I was going to say, I'm going to cast Chill Touch as soon as I see him coming up through the floor.
That's my reaction, so no one roll a 1.
Okay. I was trying to type my back, but now it's not letting me connect to the website to be able to get back in. I don't know what I did.
Well, we're about to fight the other thing that we were talking about.
So
we were trying to avoid.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and fill Fox in. They moved the last two mirrors, the other two mirrors into place to get the red onto the lens as well. And as soon as they did, the door started lowering. When the door got to the bottom, there was just a massive, rusty, black-bladed greatsword laying on the floor, and the Iskil Lord rose up through the floor, lifted it up, and is now floating towards you while dragging this physical object behind it. Because remember, it's a spirit, but it is like it appears that the greatsword must be difficult for it to wield because it's moving very slowly, floating towards the group of you while dragging the blade across the floor. And we will go ahead and start combat with that.
All right.
Okay, well, I'm apparently loading somehow, but
we'll give
not
it
load.
Oh, no active combat yet.
Try refreshing, Fox.
Yeah, I did.
Turn that down a little bit. There we go.
How much do you guys want to bet he's going to somehow bring, like, these other little baddies? I bet it's not just going to be him. It's going to be things coming all around us. Yeah.
It's full of dead... Oh, shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Does that sound like the kind of asshole thing that I would do?
Should have been poking all those little fucking bodies that are coming up here.
Alright, so
they're stone, they're just a representation of it, so they're not actually the bodies, so I don't think poking them would have done it.
Things based off how he was describing it. These are dead bunk bed bodies.
Bunk bed bodies?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for some reason it's just not connecting. I don't get it.
Clear your cache, maybe?
Maybe.
Because it's not, I mean, as long as you're using the right shortcut and everything, my IP hasn't changed, everybody else is still connected.
Yeah. are you using the right link? Or maybe restart Chrome or close all other programs?
She uses Firefox, but it's still the same. Here, Fox, let me go. I'll grab you the link just in case. Make sure this is the one you're using.
No, the link is fine because it's bookmarked. Yeah,
Okay.
it's book.
Okay.
Did I hit with my vicious mockery, by the way?
Well, so you guys,
reaction?
you don't get to automatically
Oh.
do that. We still roll
Well,
for.
I was
yeah.
saying I'm holding that like as my automatic thing through the whole. Just I didn't want to keep saying it
You
all
did,
the time.
yeah, but you didn't. Well, okay, but
Alright.
this is but it's important. It's fine
I'll
for you
tell
to
you.
say it all the
I'll
time.
tell you room to room that I didn't cast vicious mockery.
I would say, okay, you usually do have that prepared. I would say that it'll take your reaction to do that for the first turn. Sound good?
Okay, so just a reaction. Yeah, that's why I said no one.
I mean,
roll one,
that's
'cause this
that's
is
readying
using
your
my
action
reaction.
anyways. Yeah. So, all right, go ahead and everybody give me initiative.
It's for my reaction, not my action, though, right?
Yeah, reaction. Yeah,
Cool. Just want to
it'd
make sure.
just be the same. Yeah.
Yep.
What'd you?
I would normally have advantage. Do you want me to roll it twice, and you can just put in the one that's better? Because I don't think the advantage, the shift is working.
Yeah, I don't think it does automatically, right? So yeah, go ahead and roll it twice, and I'll just adjust it for you.
Alright.
Fox, do you want me to roll for you, or do you want to wait till you're in?
Just roll because it's
Okay.
not really working well. I'm gonna try and go to options and put in cache that. If I remember.
Oh, I gave you guys a. Here you go. Share with all, show to all. That's new. There you go.
That's neat. It's hard to figure. Oh, that's an hourglass. I was like, is he fucking hitting a bong rip?
The thing around his neck.
Yeah, I was staring at it. I was like, he's just ripping off that pipe, man.
All right.
Uh,
Sarah, you still have Noctua with you, right?
Yeah.
All right, let me put her in. Hoping Fox gets back in here, but we'll get started if we need to. Actually, we've got a. She's not up next yet anyway, so it'll be a minute before she's in anyways.
Okay.
All
yeah.
right.
I can use Noctua the same way to have her distract, right?
Yeah. Or cast spells through her, and so on.
casting
let's see.
spells like touch spells is extremely effective.
Yeah, it is. He made his save for sure. He got a 21. Justin.
Yeah. So yeah, he takes nothing and happens.
All right. And then for Sarah, did you also want to? I'll go ahead and allow it anyways. You guys, would probably be tense and staring at the door anyways, knowing that this creature could be here. So I would allow you, if you wanted to go ahead and use your reaction to send out Chill Touch, but that will also take your action. Sorry, your reaction rather. Becky. Yeah, it'll take your. So you won't have a reaction this turn if you choose to do that, but you can use Chill Touch as a reaction when he started to come at you.
No.
Becky? You don't want to do it then?
No. No, I want
Okay.
to save my reaction because I have a bad feeling.
Okay. All right. Well,
Does it show that I'm still connected to the server? Because it's
No,
going out, but not it's trying to connect to the server, but the server is not connecting back because it's timed out.
Oh, got to roll for Pinocchio too.
yeah, go ahead and put Pinocchio in. No, it didn't, Fox. You got disconnected while you were AFK, is when it showed you disconnect, and I haven't seen you reconnect since.
Okay, well, as soon as I went to get back, I went to type back, and then it disconnected me, and then
Gotcha.
that's what happened. So it's just not connecting to the server. Like, it's sending out, but not connecting.
I mean, it's definitely still up on my side, obviously, because everybody's still connected, and they're all, it's not like they're here in the house with me, so they're, connecting elsewhere.
Have you just restarted your whole fucking computer?
Yeah, do you want to do that real quick, Fox?
I can.
Restart that BZ.
Go ahead, Fox, and then when you get back, I'll fill you in as far as what's happened so far. But it'll probably be, your turn will probably be coming up by the time you get back, anyways.
Yeah, I think I'll try and restart the computer. I'll be back.
Okay. All right. Then in that case, it is the Iskil Lord's turn. As soon as he grabs the blade from the floor, of course, and starts slowly floating in your direction while dragging the blade behind him towards Norok. And then with clearly quite a bit of effort, it reaches its other hand back, grabs the haft of the blade, and then in a wide, crescent all the way over its head, tries to slash it at Norok. For a natural 1. Jesus.
Never mind.
Womp womp.
All right, so you see the amount of effort that it takes for him to kind of drag it towards you. He is very slow and lumbering, and you just kind of step very carefully to one side, and the blade just crashes into the floor in front of you. You can see this kind of black necrotic energy lifting off of the blade. You can tell that being hit by this thing will be devastating. So if he manages to hit you, it will go very badly. But he then, seeing, they're still holding the blade in both hands, he kind of starts to lift it back up again and look in your direction, and he's going to gaze at Norok as a bonus action. Oops.
No.
What, Becky?
Is it a spell?
No, it is not.
Damn it.
Turn this down a little bit. Oh, that's what you were saving your reaction for?
Yep.
No, he gazes at Norok. Ben, it is a DC 16 Wisdom save, so if you click on yourself, and then in the chat where it says saving throw DC 16 Wisdom, click on that.
Oh, those work now?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. By the
I don't think they
way,
it didn't work.
Leah's here, so I switched to my normal built-in mic, so my audio might be crap, but she wants to watch for a minute.
No problem.
Does that work right with my modifier and everything? Yeah.
Yeah, got a +5. Okay. You feel the terror that it is attempting to instill in you with the gaze, and it just it begins to float past you and pulling the sword along the way, literally walking through you with the sword, trying to kind of jut through you, just the hilt, not the blade even, as he attempts to pass through you. It's a very slow and lumbering process. You easily are able to step out of the way, but you can tell that it was attempting to instill you with some sort of fear. It is Noctua's turn, as he floats straight towards Sarah.
Great. Okay, she's going to just kind of fly up. Oh, I wasn't supposed to move. I was supposed to be here.
If you have some caca, really powerful touch attack, caca.
Yeah, she's just gonna fly up above his head.
Okay.
And just distract him as best
Okay.
she can.
Okay. There is a little bit of room between his head and the ceiling, so there's enough room for her to do so. Is that it for her turn?
Yep.
All right, then we come to Pogo.
Seeing this apparition just appear, I'm going to kind of stand back a little bit, and I'm going to focus and try to cast Tasha's Hideous Laughter on him.
Okay.
And
Keep an eye on your spell slots too, everybody. I know you guys were low on slots already.
So that's a
All right.
saving throw, DC 17 Wisdom.
Okay. Natural 20.
Oh, fucking piece of shit. And then I'm going to occupy the same space as Norok and hide.
Okay.
in that same
I assume
space as Norok.
I assume you don't want to keep the concentration up for the.
No.
Okay, since the spell didn't go off. All right, let me turn it off real quick, and then I'll put Norok back. There you go. All right.
Also,
then-
by the way, remember, I still have a fucking fairy flying around behind my head, so I'll roll. That one didn't hit, but I have to roll to check to see if I can hold concentration.
Well, that's why I asked. If you're not trying to
okay.
keep concentration up, then it doesn't matter. Basically, you can choose to drop concentration at any time, and since it failed anyways, you're good.
Dang it.
Okay, then now we come to Norok.
Okay.
Hang on there.
All right.
I'm just trying to
Actually,
imagine
I linked
tiny.
Pinocchio and Pogo, and now I can't unlink them.
Hang on a second. Let me try reloading it on my side and see if that'll help Fox at all too.
I logged back in. I could see now.
Okay, cool.
The restart helped, which is great. It just took a bit after the restart, so I was like, okay.
No problem.
I'm
What are you
trying
doing,
to
G?
imagine a tiny little Pinocchio carrying a pogo.
I don't think he quite intended it to be that way, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're separated, but I'm still little. I'll adjust it.
I raged first, which worked, and then I hit the button for the frenzied rage, and it said that there was a syntax error or macro or whatever the hell it is.
Yeah, because that's still
Different.
that's the old macro. Yeah, don't worry about it.
Okay. So I'm going to do that, and then I want to When I look at that sword, does it look like it has any specifically weak points in it? The giant obsidian sword that Homeboy's carrying?
It's not even obsidian. It's black steel. It's a darkened steel of some sort. But the energy that's emanating off of it looks certainly necrotic and ancient. It doesn't look weak in any way, shape, or form. It just looks very dangerous.
Okay. Then I am going to just aim for where the hilt and the blade meet and try to whack that as hard as I can.
Okay.
So I'm going to do... Alright, well, again, that didn't work either. I'm going to Great Weapon Master before I hit it. So
Let me get Pinocchio out of the way here real quick. Everybody's trying to stack on Norok.
Okay. Let me see.
Whatever, I think it must be one of the add-ons. Hang on. I can't tell what it is freezing it up, and I can't see the console to get to it. Let me try reloading it.
So that's how I play with that separated on the back. I am down to 1 spell slot.
You using pop out, Justin?
Yeah, I'm showing Leah. Down to 3 spell slots total. And this isn't even a boss, this is like the second to boss guy, so we're gonna hopefully just sleep over the night. If we lose the thing, fuck it.
Glad you liked it, Fox. Alright, I can't tell what add-on is doing this. I'm gonna have to disable one of them real quick. It is mouse interaction manager. I don't know what add-on that is. Let me try disabling the combat ready one real quick. One sec, guys.
Word. Let me show you the island that we should buy.
Okay, this makes me feel a bit better that I'm not the only one having technical difficulties.
No, a bunch of them. So a lot of the modules are for an earlier version, basically, because there was just a big update to
okay,
recently.
And people haven't had the chance or the opportunity to update their modules. Gotcha.
Yep. Yeah, and a lot of them are ones that I really like, but they're just some of them are causing more problems than they're worth. So I'll go through and disable a bunch of them before next week. Which, by the way,
the people could update them.
Yeah, exactly. Until the new versions come out. Which, by the way, though, the current plan is, depending on we're like a half hour left, so we may not have time. But the idea is hopefully to have Sako join us next week.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Okay.
We might just die though.
I mean, that's certainly.
Oh, God.
Oh,
That's a good possibility. You guys are pretty tapped on resources. Yeah, it's
Yeah, we
on
are.
the server.
we should just sleep in the treehouse, and if we lose the thing, we lose the thing.
Speak for yourself.
All right, man.
You can't sleep.
Server, so give it a second here and get everybody reconnected.
You can't sleep in the treehouse unless I make it and stay in it. So if I'm going after the object, which I will be, you're out of luck, dude.
That's true. I don't think I have any way to even get out of this fucking place if I wanted to.
Pogo probably can't even reach the door anyway to be able to put his hand into it to get out.
I'm legit stuck here. I'm back in, by the way. My token's still tiny because I effed it up from.
It's fine.
Anything. Too many layers.
Yeah, normally we don't have all the blue stuff everywhere. There's actually a big map too.
Yeah, well, here. I can't tell what it is.
Halloween.
Yeah, I kept seeing like a green smoke when we first came into this room, and I'm like, okay, is it just like dust? Is it poison from the other room seeping in? But since you didn't mention poison, I'm like, okay, I think we're fine.
It's one of the effects, but one of the like clouds and birds and things like that. It's one of those.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah, but I just hadn't looked at it super thoroughly. I'm trying to find which frickin' add-on is causing this problem, but it doesn't specify. I'm looking through the code on it right now, trying to find which one is doing this. I think it's the one that is the combat ready thing for that purplish circle on the ground. I think it's that one, but it doesn't specify in view source. All right, I'm just gonna go through and start disabling shit.
I'm gonna re-add my guy on the screen just because my other character's all fucking tiny and annoying.
Oh yeah, just drag your actor back on. Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, apparently I can't delete my old actor. Just disregard tiny
you
photo
probably
in the corner.
yeah, you probably don't have the ability to delete actors because then you guys could accidentally delete NPCs and shit. But
just
or anything
just
like
disregard
that.
baby photo.
Could have been mount up.
Okay, so is this a skill thing actually on top of us, or is it still in the doorway?
It is right in
It
front of
ran
Sarah,
down.
and to the it's right in front of Sarah and in front of Norok as well. So basically,
On the bright side,
50 feet from you.
we've got it surrounded.
Okay. Right. It's probably not my turn yet. Okay, I'll keep that to myself.
Right. You don't want to give your plans away. I just reloaded the server, so it's gonna come back up in a second. What's that?
Okay, so Norok gets advantage on his next attack, right? Because
The
Noctua
next
is above him?
the next thing that tries to attack the Iskill will have advantage. But I'm going to move Noctua out of the way a little bit just because they were all stacked on top of each other. All right, I think we'll be good now. The turn marker is still going to be in the way. But I think it was turn marker that was causing the problem. So, all right, where we left off, G. I'm going to go ahead and tell you, Ben, that hitting the sword, you don't get the impression that that's going to help. The sword is still just an object. It's not a creature. It's not a live thing. It's just a tool.
Okay, so just a reminder, since we probably would know this, the ghost things are immune to poison and necrotic. So just like as a reminder, since we probably would already know this, right?
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay.
All right, go ahead, G.
All right, I think it worked because it popped up in chat. But the Great Weapon Master, did that work when I hit that?
So it won't automatically apply it for you. That's not a toggle macro that just tells you how it does or how it works.
Okay.
So yeah, go ahead and make your attack and everything. We'll just we'll do the math for it.
Okay, and then it would have advantage because of Noctua distracting,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Okay. So I don't need Relentless. Did that work?
Well, it's a good thing it's advantage because that was a natural 1. So go ahead and try rolling it again.
Hopefully it's not
there you
another
go.
natural one.
And there you go. That's better. 18.
Okay, good. Do that. Yeah.
You did the little box pop up. There you go.
Yeah, I just hit normal. Yeah.
No problem. All right. So
I did
plus
that
10.
after.
The minus 5
yeah,
would have
I
been
was gonna say
21.
the weapon block,
Yeah. Yeah. Minus 5 would be 21,
Okay,
and then 21 total damage as well.
Okay, and then the rage damage and everything's on there.
Yep. Rage is plus 3, and your strength modifier splits 4.
Okay.
So as it's still kind of leaning forward and beginning to lift the greatsword blade, the hilt rather, back up again, you bring your axe down through what would be its wrists essentially, and it passes through it. The creature screams and roars itself back, still holding the weight of the greatsword blade in one hand as he reaches a claw to begin to slash at you with its talons on the other claw. Go ahead and make your second attack.
Okay. I have no advantage on this one, of course, so hopefully I don't get another one. Ugh.
No, but a 12 will not do it, unfortunately. You bring Vulcanbreaker back down, trying to slash through the arm as it's preparing to swipe at you, and it pulls its arm back out. It kind of recoils from the swing. Any bonus action already to rage, and your 2 swings. Any movement?
When I do Frenzied Rage, it makes my bonus action to where I can take another swing, right? So I've already used that on.
But you used your... Well, were you frenzying?
Yes, I Frenzied already too. The macro didn't work, so.
Okay. Yeah, well, the macros your old macros are from better rolls. You'll need to put the new ones on there, but that's okay. All right, so if you're frenzied raging, then you do get to make the bonus attack as well as part of the attack. Okay. So go ahead.
There it is. Just in case. Okay, it was a little Frenzied Rage has run out of its something. Popped up when I tried to hit that, so I'm not really sure if that worked or not.
Don't worry about it. It's yeah. It's because you used Rage twice is what you did, and you only had 1 left.
Oh.
There you go, natural 20.
Yes.
Jackpot.
And then, is it automatically into the Brutal Critical and everything, right?
Go ahead and roll it and see. Yeah, it did. So it's 3 dice, so it's definitely brutal critical for 24 damage to him. Shit, those are good swings. As it is recoiled and pulls its claw back, you bring Vulcanbrecker down in a sideways swipe, a horizontal swipe through the back of its neck. The spirit separates in the midst of where the axe passes through it, and then begins to coalesce back together. Definitely pretty injured already from this, though. I mean, he's not bloody, but just those 2 swings were significant damage, it seems.
Great Weapon says it does. If it's correct, when I popped it up, it said that I get another hit if I get a critical, right? Or if I kill something. Does that work? Or only my first?
Definitely. I think it's only in the. No. On your turn, when you score a critical hit with a melee weapon or reduce a creature to 0 HP, you can make 1 melee attack as a bonus action, but you've already used your bonus action.
Oh yeah.
That was your bonus action, so that's it.
Yeah. To do that. Okay. Cool.
Any movement? So I will tell it that you, all of you, having heard the clang, the getting hit by that sword will be absolutely devastating. So you trying to run from it does provoke an opportunity attack, however. So I mean, I can't help it, G. I've got to be mean sometimes, right?
I know.
26.
I didn't say anything. So.
26. As you cleave through the back of its head, it reaches back down with the claw that it was trying to swipe at you, and just in a wide sideways kind of a uppercut almost with the greatsword blade, cleaves through your back as you're trying to run away from it. For a 26, I assume a 26 hits.
Yeah.
All right. So this is going to hurt. Just so you're prepared.
Was this physical damage? I'm guessing not, right?
It's magical damage. It is physical, so it's still in half for you, thankfully. But it's 39 damage from the initial. It's 8d8 plus 8, so 39 cut in half for you. If I can find the half button. Oop, not double damage. There you go, half damage to you. All right, that's done. And you need to make a. On top of that, you need to click on yourself and then click on that button where it's a savings throw, DC 14 Constitution. You need to click that.
I feel like he's got a high Constitution. He'll be fine.
I mean, of all of you, Norok's really the only one that could probably take a couple hits from this thing. The rest of you, especially if it crits, will be instant death. So it can hit very hard if it rolls high. You gonna roll the con save, G?
Yeah, sorry.
If you just click yourself and then click that button, it'll roll it for you automatically. Or you can, roll a con save manually. Doesn't matter. Just need to beat a 14.
Oh, sorry, I forgot to look in the chat.
Yeah, if you scroll down, you can just have yourself. There you go.
Get it?
All right.
Okay.
Yep. All right. So on a save, nothing. Cool. All right.
Cool.
Nothing further, but there is a cleaved, gaping wound in your back that you can feel the necrotic energy pulling out from and healing the creature.
Okay.
Remember, it was not. It didn't have the chill touch applied to it.
Damn it.
18. There we go. Okay, that brings us to Pinocchio.
I'm going to tell Pinocchio to go ahead and just run up to it and just attack him. Just get him, boy.
Okay.
Get him, boy.
Just with his claws.
Yep.
Okay.
He doesn't have any other options.
For a 16 will hit for 5 damage as your itty bitty little creature
Pinocchio
goes clawing at the Iskil creature, who has just made a wide swinging arc that Pinocchio just ducks underneath the blade, runs up towards it, and starts clawing at the ghostly creature. It is Artemis' turn.
Okay, I am going to use daylight and hope it just finishes.
All right. Go ahead and click it and mark off your spell slot. And daylight's an action to cast.
Yeah, I'm gonna cast it on my orb.
Okay. We'll assume that the same radius for your regular light spell. We'll just call that as daylight now instead of putting the measured template down, just so we're not getting a bunch of noise on the field here. But it does. As soon as you illuminate your orb and the spilling of light just covers this whole area here, the spirit, the Iskil Lord Atabai, does recoil away from it and tries to squint, and then reaches back down where the greatsword blade is still kind of dragging along the floor and begins to rotate like he's trying to turn away from it. Any bonus actions?
No.
Okay. Then we come to Sarah.
Right. So from previous engagements, do I remember that when they are affected by the light, they can't hit me if I walk away?
No. I'm not sure where you're getting that from.
I think they had disadvantage.
They have disadvantage, yeah.
Yeah, but they can still try to do stuff. They just have disadvantage.
Yeah.
You can Misty Step.
Yeah, I know. I was
Wait,
trying to
oh,
save
okay.
the spell slot.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah.
Do it anyways. Fuck. 3rd level. Jesus.
Oh, that is such a waste of a 3rd level spell slot, because, I mean, it's a good spell, but I mean...
3.
You have to be able to see it, so you can't go too far, unless you're, you know...
I'm
'cause you have
just
to be able
Not
to
going
point.
to attack.
going-
Are we just running away?
Yeah.
No,
fuck it.
I'm just getting out of hitting range. Hopefully.
Okay. All right, then you peek around the corner. You're
I'm
standing...
gonna
Go ahead. You were cutting out there, Becky, one more time.
Oh no, I just said I'm staying there. And that's my bonus. And then... How big of a sphere does that make? Hang on, I gotta check something real quick. How big are you? There you are. 1 foot diameter ball? Oh, and a 20-foot radius. That's huge. I'm gonna hit everybody if I use that, so never mind.
Vitriolic sphere?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess I will use slow.
Okay.
And hopefully, if he doesn't make it, then he won't be able to do bonus actions. What is that?
What's what?
There's like some weird electricity thing. I don't know what's going on.
What?
I don't know. I see like electricity on the map.
Is it around the Iskil Lord? Because that was an effect. but
No,
It's gone from me.
it's like next to me. I don't know what is. And when I move my mouse, there's some weird thing on there. I don't know.
Oh, I see it now.
It's
That's
slow.
What is that?
Yeah, it's slow. That's
there
that's
it
what you
is.
put down. Yeah, the measured template. That's the one for slow.
So I have a feeling that template is just.
It's just the art.
down.
Yeah, it's just the art that it came with. I didn't see what electrical thing you're talking about until I moved over and saw it. But yeah, I'll go ahead and delete it for you because it's only the one creature. Assuming you don't want to hit everybody else with it, right?
Nope, just him.
All right. So, because you get to choose which targets it hits. So he got a 12 on his save, so he did not succeed. You peeking around the corner of the shelves, basically the burial chamber area. You peek around the corner there, point off to the shadows a bit, and teleport yourself there before immediately turning around and drawing a clock-like symbol in the air backwards, counterclockwise. In his direction, and you see his form begin to slow, and the coalescing. I'll put it this way: the spirit energy that keeps kind of stitching itself back together seems to slow as well.
Awesome. And his AC dropped by 2, and he
Okay.
can only do an action or a bonus action.
All right,
And he has disadvantage because the daylight.
and no reactions either, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay,
So he
Okay.
talks.
So now everyone can move without being hit.
that's good, G. So he sucks.
Well, he has
Right.
disadvantage too for daylight, right?
Yep.
Hitting us or whatever.
All right, that it for Sarah's turn.
Yep, that's all I can do.
All right. Then now we come back to the Lord, and he still peering over his corner, or peering back in your direction, having felt the impact of the arcane effects you've applied to him. You see him kind of lift his shoulder up, freeing his right hand from the hilt of the great blade, and using his hand to kind of try to block the daylight that is around the coming from Arteme, right around the corner. He starts to float in your direction for 15 feet.
Moved.
For 15 feet around the corner, which also just happens to be just outside. Remember, the light spills around, but he's not in direct sunlight anymore because he's around the corner from Arteme.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yep.
And
Yep.
he,
So he's
as
He
he
might fail.
floats in your direction, dragging the great blade behind him, he reaches behind with his other hand and grabs it in both hands and does a wide swing. Okay, go ahead. Actually, no.
I haven't used a reaction for my turn yet.
You haven't. You used it before, but
Yeah, for
you
the
did have
previous.
your turn, which means you got your reaction back. So you do have your reaction back. Go ahead.
So I'm gonna go ahead and use cutting words on him.
Okay.
So let me mark it off.
Oops, ignore the... Well, he got a 20, so you're going to need to roll real high.
Shield.
Well, it's
God damn it. You
There's your
fuckers.
reaction.
my reaction and subtract. So you get to roll a.
You have to roll a d8. You roll a d8.
D8. Yeah. So.
You're supposed to technically say if you're going to use shield before.
Yeah.
But that brought it down to 16, which would still hit because it goes to the attacker.
I'll mark off my jig.
Yeah, go ahead. But, Becky, if you're going to use shield as your reaction,
Fuck, yep.
do you have spell slots left to do this?
I have 3 4th level spell slots left.
All right.
Oh, don't waste that.
might
Don't
wanna-
waste that. Just
yeah.
take the hit.
Might be worth it.
She might
I
not be able to
would
take the
die.
hit.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's not just remember it's not just that 34.
Constitution
There's also
check.
exactly.
Mm-hmm.
The
Sarah's
blade as he swings towards your shadowy form, you immediately throw up the shield and the blade deflects off of it, smacking into the wall ahead of, right above your head as it bounces off your shield and then hits into the stone above your head. He groans in anger as the blade kind of slips off of the side. It's too heavy for him to hold. Slips off to the side, smashing into the floor beside you as he reaches his other hand back down to try to grab it. But that is it because he can only make one action in his movement. So since you guys fucked this guy all up, I don't get to do anything cool. It is Noctua's turn.
Right. She's just going to fly back above his head.
Okay.
might as well
And-
use one of those 4th level spots and just fucking murder it with some spell.
well, that still takes her. She has to cast it through her as an action. Noctua doesn't get to cast the spell, so she can't do it that way. Basically,
Oh, I get it. I get it.
yeah. So Noctua is just going to harass.
Yep.
All right. Then we come to Pogo.
We need to get that light back over to that thing. It's gonna murder our girl.
You're just lucky that it wasn't with advantage. If it was advantage, she'd have been fucked.
All right.
Yeah, but I
still
can
got a
run
20.
away now without him hitting me.
So I'm pretty much out. I might as well just roll my. I'm going to cast Guiding Bolts on the creature
Okay.
at 4th level, because that's the pretty much last spell slot I have.
All right. A 20 will hit.
Finally fucking hit.
You did have like 3 guiding bolt failures last week, something like that. That's a good hit too.
It's not
Yeah.
bad.
Quick thing,
And then
because I want to play fair.
But
He gets a chance to save against slow at the end of each of his turns.
oh, okay.
all
Another
right,
different save.
it was what, a 17?
16, I think. Let me double check.
Natural 20. Thanks, Becky.
Oh,
No.
Wonderful.
That was
Yeah.
awfully nice of you.
Yeah.
You know
I
what?
wanna
When
play fair at least.
after Sarah dies and we roll up your new character, I'll make sure that she gets some nice magic items to start out because you.
So
played fair.
just so you know, the next time you attack him, you're going to have advantage on that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, so with the advantage, you know what? Shit. Here's the thing. Noctua was already harassing him, so there's already the next attack would have advantage, and
Sure.
they can't really. You know what? Here's what we're gonna do. I forgot we were going to implement this anyway.
Well, he's
We're
at
gonna
least
use the
flashing around. He's got light covering him.
the double advantage. Essentially, what this will be is you'll have advantage +2, and then every other stacked advantage would be an additional +2, basically. But an extra 20. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and tell you that you wouldn't have otherwise expected to see this. Seeing him swing this deadly blade towards Sarah's head just in time, she deflects the blade off. It hits the stone wall and begins to fall. And as he leans forward, trying to lift the blade back up, it's just too heavy for him. You send out a bolt of radiant energy that impacts his back, and where it explodes, it is just a black hole of space in his center. And as it just starts to swirl and try to come back together again, trying to recoalesce, you realize that did way more damage than you expected it to.
Yes.
In fact,
Take
he's
that, you big piece of shite.
he is just now bloodied. Actually, that's how much damage it did.
All right, I'm going to just back up a little bit, being within 60 feet in case I need to try to save someone from getting attacked.
Okay.
I'm going to, well, actually, no, I'm going to move right around the corner here because
Okay.
Norok will move and I won't be able to hide behind him. So I'm going to go ahead and move right around this corner.
All right.
And that's my turn.
Then we come to Norok.
Hit him with some light, guys. It fucks him up.
Your turn, G.
Sorry, I'm just reading. Magic missile is force damage, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm just gonna go with what I know best.
Stick of stars. Oh, okay. You're gonna go with axe. Okay.
Yeah, just go fucking
I was
murder him.
like, I don't think magic missile is what
And
Norak
you
knows
get
best. but-
advantage too. Although
It
you probably
double-
already
is it-
have advantage or something.
Is it
Advantage
the
plus two.
or whatever?
Well, it's advantage plus 2.
Okay,
So-
yeah, whatever that is.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm
hold
going
hold
to
shift when
use-
you make your attack.
And I'll
And then
use
we'll let
great
you-
weapon, of course.
Okay.
And if it hits, I'm gonna put my tribal fury on top of it.
Okay.
Did that roll with advantage?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
it did.
good.
20 kept the highest. Yeah. For a 19, that will hit. He's still leaned over, trying to lift the great blade off of the floor. As you just bring the axe down into the open, kind of gaping, radiant wound in his back, just square in through the center of it. It cleaves right through and crashes into the floor for 22 damage.
And then it's another d12 for the fury, right? Because there's just another dice. Because Vulcan's a d12, right? I believe.
What do you mean for the fury? What are you talking about?
I'm gonna put my tribal fury on top of it. It just rolls.
Oh,
another
yeah,
damage,
yeah.
right?
Yep. Go ahead.
I was just making sure I can get to 12. So
Yep. Go ahead.
okay. I think I got that. Yep. Okay. Good. There we go.
All right. He's definitely wounded, below bloody at this point.
Okay, and I'm going to
Take your second swing.
again. Also
Okay.
with great weapon.
Okay.
And just standard this time. Unfortunately, no advantage.
That'll hit.
Okay.
For 13 more damage. You bring Vulcan back and just cleave right back down into the exact same spot. You see it split through what would be like his midsection, where the torso kind of would be separated in a horizontal pattern, anyways. And it's slowly trying to stitch back together, but he's looks like he's hurting pretty bad, or would be if he was a physical being, anyways.
Did that apply the Great Weapon Master damage to?
No, you don't get Great Weapon Master on more than one attack per turn.
Oh yeah, it is just the first one. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay, and then your bonus action for Frenzy. That will not hit.
Nope. Damn. Okay.
So you try to bring it back down a third time into the same spot, and he spins in place and roars in your face. But
I'm just not leaving his range. I'm just turning this way, so that way, because I know I'm not blocking my giant self. I'm blocking Artemis light
you're fine.
as much as possible. So.
Okay. That is. He's not going to use his reaction there. All right, that it for your turn?
Yeah.
Okay, we come to Pinocchio.
He's just gonna fucking chase after him and start scratching at him.
All right,
Get him.
vicious little monster.
He's gonna finish.
19 will hit.
Oh, yeah,
Does 4 more damage. All right, we come to
Good job, Pinocchio. We love you. You're my favorite.
Artemis' turn.
Move over here and then use Thorn Whip.
Okay. He immediately throws one of his claws up in front of his face, trying to protect his eyes from the light.
Not with that.
And a natural 1 again for poor Fox. All right. Any bonus actions, Fox?
Give me 1 second.
Sure.
No, not really, because Pogo still has my other magic stones, and if I recast it, his will disappear.
Okay. All right. Then we will go to Sarah.
I will just move back a bit too. The light will still affect him, but I'm a bit farther.
Fuck. Damn it. This is terrible. Okay.
Your concentration would have dropped for slow since you could have kept it if you wanted, but okay.
No, I would have dropped it.
Alright.
Oh, do I want to do this? I don't know if I want to waste a force level slot on this. But I could die. Fuck it. All right, so bonus action, I am going to convert one of my 4th level spell slots into sorcery points.
Okay.
So I now have 4 sorcery points.
Okay.
I'm going to stay where I am. Fuck.
Does it take do you have to use an action or anything to convert spell slots?
Nope, it's bonus action.
Bonus action? Okay.
I am going to chill touch as my action.
All right. That'll hit. For 10 more damage to him. Okay.
And I'm going to stay there and hope I don't need to use my reaction for this.
All right. Then you send out the ghostly hand attempting to choke it. You can't tell if it connected or not from your side, but he does seem to be struggling against something. Okay. And he's not able to heal himself at this point. All right, so you're staying there?
Yep, that's
all right.
Right where I am.
He is then going to immediately reaching down and kind of just closing his eyes for a moment. You see that the spirit kind of squinting the eyes, trying to prevent the daylight, and swings in a wide arc that is going to hit, or at least try to hit, anyways, both Pinocchio, Norok, and Sarah.
I'm behind a wall.
Not Pogo, Pinocchio.
Oh, Pinocchio. Okay.
You're fine with him getting hit. Actually, sorry, that'll be a
happening?
disadvantage, though, actually. So, a 16 for the first, and disadvantage because of the daylight. 16 for both. All right, so Pinocchio's AC is less than 16.
Yes,
okay.
very much so.
Before you do the damage, I am using my reaction to use 3 sorcery points to give me resistance to
Whoa. You don't have that many sorcery points left. You just used 4.
I just used a 4th level spell. To get more sorcery points.
Okay. I was thinking the other way around. I was thinking you were converting sorcery points into spell slots. You were converting spell slots into sorcery points.
Nope.
Yeah, she converted.
Okay,
Yeah,
gotcha.
spell slot
All right.
2. Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, that's probably real good that you did that, because this is going to be painful. So, 16 for both. Actually, I don't think I can roll the damage individually. I'm going to have to click it again, but ignore the attack roll. It's just going to be the damage roll I'm going to use here. For 46 damage. That's actually not as bad. It could have been much worse.
Did Pinocchio survive?
The blade, as soon as it passes in the vicinity of Pinocchio, he is split into an arterial spray of bloody grass as he just explodes all over the ground there. It then passes through. It then passes through Norok for half damage to Norok. For 23 damage to Norok, and then passes through Sarah with the resistance as you focus on your solidifying shadow skin form to separate just in the middle of it, where the blade is going to pass through, just for the briefest of moments as the blade passes through your body, where your body would be, and then comes back into a solid shape right afterwards, doing another 23 to Sarah. I need Norok and Sarah to both give me DC 14 con saves.
I'm telling you, we find the door, we make a fucking treehouse in front of the door, and even if it comes to life, it can't get past the treehouse, and we lock it in, and then we get a good night's rest, and we just go and beat the pulp out of it.
Oh, man.
Well, Sarah,
work,
I haven't seen yours yet, G.
Okay, I'll hit it again. Okay.
If we get to, we'll just use the first.
There we go.
All right. You shrug off the life-draining effects from it. For you, Sarah, you feel your maximum hit points are reduced, of course, but you feel your life essence drained from it.
Is this necrotic?
It is. Let me see.
Oh shit! Never mind. I can't do it anyways. I already used my reaction. Never mind.
Yeah, you already spent your reaction anyways. Yeah. It would be, though. It doesn't specify, but it would be necrotic. Yeah. Anyways, the energy drains out from you and into the blade. You don't see it. It doesn't appear to be healing him, but the energy that you lost seems to be stored in the blade. And with that, he is then going to make a second attack, because with that attack having hit the Sword of Soul and Hours, he now gets hasted, which means he gets a second attack. So he's also going to cleave again, this time in a right to left sideways sweep, going back through Sarah and through Norok again. Actually, still be disadvantaged.
Oof.
Okay. It'd still be.
So.
Okay, well, it still would be a disadvantage because he's still in the daylight from Artemis. So.
Okay.
Well,
doesn't matter.
still 16 still does. So 16 still works. God damn it! I still have to fucking hit it again to get there. All right, so it still hits, and then I have to use the damage from this one. Do you think it wasn't that natural 20?
I'm down. Like down.
For 60 damage as it cleaves backwards, going through. Sarah, you separated your midsection just in time for the blade. Actually, hang on, Becky. How long does the resistance last? Is it just for that one hit, or does it last for till your next turn or something?
Let me double check. I don't think it actually says. Anytime before the spell ends, as a reaction, you can expend 1 sorcery point, 3 sorcery points to give yourself immediate resistance to slashing, piercing, or bludgeoning. In either case, the resistance lasts until the start of my next turn.
All right. So you lucked out because with this extra hasted attack of this blade that he's holding, getting this separate swipe through you, it still lasts, which means you still only take another 30 damage. Which are you
And
still?
I'm still up. Yes.
Still up?
I got 12.
Oh, you got 12.
And still half damage to Norok for his rage. Both of you in rough shape. The blade connected again. He doesn't get a second rage, but he does have a charge in the blade for another hasted attack for another turn. So I'm going to tell you guys basically that you see the energy, the time that is stolen essentially is being stolen, or stored in the blade rather. Brings us to Noctuous.
Norok to get that sword.
But he actually is then going to peer behind him, and you see him kind of point a finger off in the distance, and he disappears. I'm going to go ahead and tell you, though, that the ghostly light that is emanating from him, you can still see it coming from around the corner to the south.
Can I still use my tribal endurance on that hit? Did he hit me
Yeah.
on the second one? Yeah,
Yeah, he did.
Okay, then I get to take some of the damage, a d12 plus my con modifier, and then I get a counter attack.
Yeah, you do. Yep. Is your reaction, right? So you're spending your reaction to do
I
this?
haven't used my reaction. Yeah. So this is my reaction with the round. So 7 plus, 5, I think? Modifier?
4. 18.
Okay.
It's not 20, so... Yeah, so you would heal for 11 damage, and then go ahead and make your reaction attack. Actually, this would be right before you teleported away, so... He used Misty Step, by the way, so here, I'll go ahead and click it for his bonus action here.
You probably didn't have to use the 3rd level spell slot for that.
He sure didn't. 17 will hit, though, G, so go ahead and roll the damage for it. It's not Great Webmaster or anything, but it still will do something.
Yeah.
All right. He definitely looks in pretty rough shape. That puts him... well, I'm not going to tell you the number, but if he survives another round, it could be real bad for you guys, but he's looking in rough shape. All right, Noctua's turn.
She's going to, since I can see where his light's coming from, she's just
Yeah, you
gonna
can still see the
fly over
ghostly
there.
light coming from him.
Oh,
Okay.
darn it! I'm off the. I was like, I'm. If you want to put me, I'm right underneath Noctua. I was like, my turn should be coming up, but I had to put a new guy on because mine was all mini.
All right. Let me. Oh,
Should
I
be
can't
right after
reflow you.
Noctua.
Yeah, I'll put you.
You can't change my 14.
No.
Interesting.
That's fine. So, well, normally yes, but I disabled the add-on because one of the add-ons is causing problems. So, that's fine. We know that you're after Noctua anyways. All right.
Okay.
So Noctua, fly. I can't find her. Is she under Norok? Yep. You guys got to stop standing on top of each other.
Squished her.
Make bigger hallways.
Yeah, really. This place is already as big as it gets. I mean, this place is making Norok feel small. All right. Is she just harassing him?
You want something kind of funny that I totally didn't think about? Remember earlier when he went out of the sunlight around the corner? I bet it still would have reflected off that one mirror, if it matters.
Well, you know what? Actually, I did, the mirrors were really only intended to be. The mirrors were only intended to be specifically for the lasers, but I hadn't thought about that. Yeah. All right. Okay. So Noctua was just harassing him for help.
Yep.
Becky. All right, then we come to, it's actually Pogo's turn, because Pogo would have been after Noctua, so go ahead, Justin. And then we'll come back to Norok afterwards.
I was around the corner. I would have come around to see. What do I see around the corner?
You still see just around a couple of corners. Basically, you see just a glimpse of the ghostly light coming from him way to the south.
South, like I see. So I'll start running towards it.
Okay.
So 5, 10, 15. Now, does it split to the left? I'm guessing it to the right.
Your left. Basically, the hallway that Norok is down. That's where the light's from.
All right.
You could go if you wanted to. You could go here. Diagonal still counts. So.
So what is this about as far as I can go? I think. And do I see him at all, or do I just see the light where he was at?
You see the great sword just like being dragged along the ground.
Okay. So since I don't really have to see him, I'm just going to go ahead and cast vicious. I'll actually stay back a little bit and behind Norok like my usual. But as long as he can hear me, I'm just going to cast vicious mockery and say, "You're ugly, and none of us like you. And your mother was a terrible, terrible person." I'm tired.
Pogo's headed up at this shit.
Yeah, I'm just going to cast vicious mockery.
All right. Okay, so he did not make his save, and I'm going to tell you he's very low on hit points at this point.
No, it's only 7.
It was not enough to mock him to death, but I'm telling you he's barely holding on.
Sure. And that's all I can do.
All right, we come to Norok's turn.
Okay.
Just down the hallway, you see the ghostly light, and you see just the tip of the greatsword blade as he's trying to move down the hallway, it seems.
Yeah. Now you die.
Do you have enough movement to make it there? You had 40 feet, right?
Yeah, I think that was 35. So
Okay.
I got lucky. All right, and then for my first hit, I will great weapon, of course.
You'll have advantage still too, so hold down shift when you click it, if it lets you. Because Noctua is harassing him.
Hell yeah.
That'll hit.
Nice. All right. Die, motherfucker.
All right. As he is holding the great blade and dragging it down the hallway, the metal scraping stone, you bring Vulcan down on what would be the back of his head. It passes through the spirit, and he immediately bursts into ecto energy and just begins to sink down towards the ground. The great blade clangs against the floor, and the room is then silent after it rattling slows.
Fuck this place.
That hurt.
I think you need that sword, big guy. I mean, it's the size of my whole fucking body, so I am not going to be able to do anything with it.
Give me
Check it for curses.
10 minutes with that sword.
Yeah, don't touch it. No one touch it.
With that.
Oh.
I'm going to cast
Just from
Identify on it.
You guys are going to take 10 minutes right now?
Yeah, fuck. I'm practically dead. I'm just going to sit up against the wall. We need a break.
Okay. All right, Sarah, you run over there then to start casting Identify? Okay.
I am going to go up and check that door we opened, and do I hear anything up against on that other door?
Oh, wow, that was lucky.
Sorry, that is lucky. Pogo, looking through the doorway, you see the rainbow. Here, I'll go ahead and turn the light back on now, that it's not going to be in the way. The rainbow of light that is passing, where the doorway had been. There's a tiny lens on the far wall that it is still connecting with. But other than that, you just see
coming from around the hallway or anything.
No, you just see staircase going up. What's Arteme doing?
I'm casting Healing Spirit.
Okay. Then you go ahead and put the healing spirit out in, I guess, where?
I'm putting it on top of, I'm putting it, right next to Sarah, because I think she's the lowest person. And I'm going to call out, hey, if you need healing, come over here.
And I'm going to sprint my little ass over there.
Okay. 1 minute.
Okay, hang on. Wait a second. I want to find out exactly how long this is going to last. I want to know if my hit points are permanently down to 42.
You don't have any way to know.
Well,
you just know that you don't feel as healthy.
I'm just hoping once I cast Identify, I'll know.
I thought you were casting on the sword.
Yeah.
I am. Isn't it the sword that
holds?
Oh, I see. Okay. Totally.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll wait till you cast Identify to put the healing spirit. So narratively, the healing spirit is activated after you finish your Identify. Is that what you're asking? Okay, perfect.
Then after you finish the identification, you sit down. This is 10 minutes, so you guys need to be whatever you're doing to kill 10 minutes. The rest of you, 11 minutes, I think. Right, Becky?
Oh, yeah, it's 11.
Okay. All right. Then, as you sit there holding the glass bauble against the sword of the blade rather of the great sword, and then kind of writing in the air with this quill. They're not writing on anything, but just kind of focusing on what magics are affecting this blade. It does, in fact, steal the time from the from wounds that it creates, and uses those as essentially charges of the haste spell. As far as what it actually does is for the life-draining impact of it, it's hard to tell if that was from the ghost. You do know that the ghosts had life-draining effects of their own, or if it was from the sword itself. You can't quite tell there. But as far as the life-draining impact, or the effect on you, rather, you don't feel like it was from the blade as much as it was from the ghost.
Is it cursed? Is it cursed? Can Norak pick it up and use it? Is it cursed?
You don't feel like it's cursed. Dangerous, certainly.
Yeah, but everything's dangerous when you put it in this big man's hand. Let's do it! He's got a new toy! I'm excited. He's going to see him swinging around. Oh, he's going to look great.
Right, so as far as I know, I am permanently at 42.
Yes, for the moment, yes, that's how it feels.
Shit. Alright, yeah, I guess heal what you can.
I'm going to heal up too. How strong do you feel, Arteme? How much more magical energy do you think you have inside of you?
I'm almost tapped out.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. I can sing like one more song and maybe do like a small, like operette, if you will, and if that's it. 2 things. I can do two things, 1 weak and 1 strong, and that is all I have as I bask in the healing spirit.
Fox, did you cast that at 4th level?
Yes, I'm trying to roll it. I think that's the right thing. There we go. So that's the healing to every maybe?
So it would be, above a 3rd level or higher, the healing increases by 1d6 for each slot above. Yeah, so it'd be 4d6 per 6 seconds. So you might as well just roll 4d.
Yeah, it's gonna max.
Type this. Fox will just ignore that first 14, but you'll do /R 40 space, like that. /R space 40d6 and hit enter.
There's no way that 40d6 will not fully heal me.
Well, I mean, it could be 40 minimum, but 147 hit points probably heals everybody. Anybody, you guys are all able to be near enough to heal from that. Yeah, obviously you're. Oh, I forgot to fix that old rage message. I put that in there and didn't fix it. But on top of that, Ben, as your rage begins to dissipate and fade, you do feel the exhaustion setting in. You have 1 level of exhaustion.
Yep. How does that sword look like? I'm assuming I can pick it up at least, right? If the ghost could, I probably could.
What kind of sword is it? Is it a great
like
sword?
physically?
It's a great sword, yeah. It's huge. It would be like gargantuan on anyone else to know. Like basically, it would be completely impossible to be wielded. But it's clearly for them that would have been a single-handed blade. It's just that ghost was a ghost trying to carry a physical object. For Norak, it would be a great sword. It'd be an oversized great sword. Cool. It'd be like anime style, ridiculous fucking Japanese. Yeah, exactly, like a Buster sword. There you go.
Out of curiosity, Norak, do you have any weapons that aren't like giant, great things? Like something that you might be able to give me that I could use? I could use like a long sword. Do you have any little things? You seem to have a lot of cool weapons. Mine just looks pretty.
Okay, for the weapons he's
this might be a child's toy. Now that I think about it.
Oh my gosh, probably. But for the weapons that Norak has, we have gotten them from like our adventures. So you'll just have to wait till we find something.
It to me. I'm just saying, maybe if it'll help us get through these types of problems.
Yeah, but we've given you all the swords that you can handle so far that we found through our adventures.
Look at the size of his pockets. He could literally have some sort of magical, crazy spear in his back pocket, and I don't even know about it.
Okay, no.
If you want, you can have this curse dagger, if you want it.
What does the curse do?
It's a foreboding knife. It says this is a magical +1 weapon. A creature hit by this knife must make a DC 14 wisdom saving throw or find itself under the effects of the fear spell. The saving throw can be repeated at the beginning of each of the creature's following turns. Once a creature has successfully passed the saving throw, the fear spell no longer affects the creature for 24 hours. And I'd have to go back in my notes to find out what the curse was.
I mean, that's not bad. It's a dagger too, so maybe I could like throw it, and then like if it hits them, and then they'll be scared if we need it. I mean, it's not a bad last resort. I mean, I'll probably have to hang out with it a bit to understand how to use it. So I don't know if it'll be helpful like today. But if you're not going to use it, why don't you use it? It seems pretty good.
Because it's cursed.
What does it do?
Hang on.
Did I miss what it actually does to me?
Yeah, but you missed what it does to you.
I also make a saving throw. If failed, I fear the creature targeted.
Oh, yeah. No, I don't want that.
Okay.
You buried the lead. Ben. I don't think I want to do that.
Well, it wasn't... The curse wasn't on the description here. I had to go back through my notes and find it.
No,
Yeah, but that's why we weren't using it.
What we
Okay.
need to do is we need to just fucking sell that thing and then buy like a small houseboat.
Like, get the curse removed. And
Yeah, just get.
No,
That's
you
what our
don't
plan
need to do
was. Our plan was to get the curse removed once we found somebody who could do it. I guess we're calling it here.
I mean,
Yeah.
Okay.
Time, guys.
All right, I'm gonna go grab my dinner.
All right, guys. I love y'all. I will see you.
Everybody good for the 5th?
Saturday, the 5th.
Yep.
Yeah, everybody's good for the 5th?
Yes, I am good for the
Night.
5th. And then
All right.
the one after that, though.
Night, Fox.
I might not be able to play. Good night, guys. I'll talk to you later.
See ya.
All right, guys.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Night.